Nobody, no crime. Well, not on my time. Eyes are watching, giving victims a voice. Raise your voice from Delphi to Camden, and there will be no more botching. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an alibi if you collect evidence in red Solo cups. If your expert says it just did, you might have a problem. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hopefully, it wasn't the Mondayest of Mondays for you guys. I know Mondays are not our favorites, but hopefully it went better than most Mondays and that you guys are joining after a pretty easy day. Let's just hope for that. But if not, that's okay. We will get through it together, and we will be towards the end of the week very soon, hopefully. Hopefully it'll go quick. Hopefully the rest of the days will go quick. I just got done at Maz's house, talking a little Kelsey Fitzsimmons and all of that. And so now we are here, and I'm with you guys. So I'm excited. Thank you for being here. I know the other people are live right now. I didn't even realize it, and we had to push this stream back even further. So guys, thank you. I appreciate you guys being here. And we are gonna see what we can do to help out Turtleboy tonight. So as you may have heard, well, obviously we all know he's fighting for his life. Trial is in 6 months, but he needs a little help because the man goes live all the time, right? He's got a lot of episodes, and he's asked for help. And if we can help him, then let's do it, right? That's what this community does great. This community comes together and loves to help people. That's something that I've learned. I haven't been around too long in the YouTube world, but if this community does one thing amazing, it is help people. And so that's what we're doing tonight. And in case you guys didn't know, I think it was Mary B and Kazi who, the other Mary B and Kazi, kind of got up this spreadsheet, right, with all of the episodes, all TV's episodes, because we're like, how do we tackle this thing in a good, clear way? And so some of us are taking chunks, and then we're signing our names off of it, and then once it's completed, we put completed. The way that they have it set up is beautiful. It's fantastic. And so I thought, let's start this off with a bang here, and we'll just go over it together. We'll watch an episode. Obviously, his thoughts are his own. I have to say that, right? Like, because he says something doesn't mean I believe it. We're watching it, we're enjoying it, and then we're also going to look for intent, because we know that he was doing a journalism, exactly what journalists do, especially old school journalists. They would ask the hard questions. They would talk to people. They weren't scared to go to doors, to follow people around to where they might be so that they could pop a microphone in the face and ask actual questions. This isn't something that happens all the time now because I feel like people are scared. And it's also kind of lazy. I feel like a lot of reporters and investigative journalists are kind of lazy. But Turtleboy is not that. He is somebody who isn't afraid to ask the tough questions, to actually look into something and not be afraid of the answers that he's going to get. And that's what happened. He did exactly what he had been doing for years on this case, in the Karen Reed case, and started looking into the people and the investigators that were investigating the Karen Reed case, and they didn't like that. So we know that. Well, now he's getting ready to go on trial for his life, so he needs our help. And if we can go through those different videos that he had, and we have to kind of put on our defense attorney hat, right? What could they be thinking, and what can they twist, right? Because we know how that goes a lot of times. People twist things, and said they take things out of context and want to make it nefarious. And so we're looking for anything that could be taken out of context. We've seen the recent filings where bits and pieces from his videos are taking. Probably a lot. Stay tuned. You can count. I hear you like drinking, Kane. So maybe you make a drinking game out of it. I do say a lot, so there'll probably be a lot, and you can be really drunk after this episode. It'll be really fun for you. But thanks for being here. A view is a view. I love it. Chug, chug, chug. Anyways, if you guys like to join in with Kane's drinking game, feel free. Anyways, so we are going to go over that, and we're going to be supporting Turtleboy. Some people like to help in other ways, and this is one way that content creators can help support him. We're going to do it, and we're going to have a good time, because guess what? Turtleboy is doing the Lord's work when he goes out there and asks important questions that people are I'm just going to show your messages, because guess what? Here it doesn't matter. I think you're new here. So if you're new here, let me explain to you. Nothing that you say is going to affect me. Okay. So you can it all day. Keep chugging your beers, buddy, and enjoy your night. But it's not affecting. And it's kind of funny that you're doing this when we're trying to trying to help out Turtleboy. But that's not surprising, because I've heard all the things that you said. Not a good look. But anyways, no one knows who you are, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah. Make sure you hit that like button. Cool. All right, guys. So as you know, we are going to take a minute, because it's not the best on IT. Yeah, I know, Kristen. It's a Monday. What do you expect? We've also turned it into a drinking game, because he didn't like my so it's a drinking game. It's fun. Okay. Hi, Nefarious. How are you? All right. There we go. All right, guys. We'll pull up the episode. And then we are going to screen. Karen, how are you? Okay. So we're going to be going over episode 575. I have no idea what it's about. Absolutely no clue. So it will be a surprise to us all. Hold on one second. Oop. All right. Bear with me here. What's up, Cyber? How are you?
Over $1,000 to fix this
All
exact
right.
strap.
Okay. So I'm going to pause this, go back over and share it. Okay. All right, guys, here we go. Can you guys see everything? All right, we're going to hit the we are going to hit the play, and I'm going to mute, and we will skip. I'm going to skip. So when this episode takes place in a moment in time, so I'm not sure if he's monetized when this happens or not. So if there's music, I will have to fast forward that because we don't want to get messed up because of that. So we're going to learn together what this episode is about and what moment in time. And we're going to also just be looking for intent. I know I've got my notebook out. So if you guys want to do the same thing, or your phones, your note in your phones, whatever you prefer. But our job here tonight is to help. Let's see, just coming in. Did you say where spreadsheet is? I can definitely help Aiden with this. Message Kazi G. He has kind of put together and kind of letting people know and chunks and stuff. We're taking like sections of them. If you're willing to help Leah, that's fantastic. Message Kazi G, and he might give you a specific one or a couple to look through. And you know, it takes a village. That's why being in this community is so nice, because we all help each other out. We all have a disdain for corruption. So thank you for your help and your desire to help. So message Kazi. And also invited Mary B, so the other Mary B. She may pop in if she's free. I don't know what she's doing, but she may pop in for some of this as well. If anyone else would like the link, they're welcome as well. All right, guys, let's find out what we're going over, because I have absolutely no clue as well.
Welcome to the Weekend Live Show. We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday. Let us know in the comments right now where you rep.
Because if Joe Biden's a doctor, then I'm definitely a doctor. You can actually follow me on Twitter. My account is called @Dr. Turtleboy. That's DOCTOR Turtleboy. You can follow me on my socials at Clarence Woods Emerson. That's kind of like my Mark Twain pen name, if you will. You can follow the Turtleboy page. Smash that subscribe button, obviously, if you're here.
Hey, Courtney. So yeah, for those for those coming in late, Turtleboy has kind of done a call for action. And we, as content creators, have a platform. So if we can kind of go through his videos, he goes live twice a week. That's a lot of videos, right? And so he's having to go through them all. And he's one person. So if the community wants to help, which I know everybody does, and you know, we can help monetarily by donating, which is wonderful. But this is another way he said that we can help. So we're going to go through his video. We're going to go over tonight. I don't know what it is. We're going to find out together. And we're also going to just look for intent. We've seen how they twist things, how they take things in context. So we're going to look for those spots where we feel that something can be taken out of context if it isn't, you know, the full gist is not made known. And we're going to write them down. We're going to timestamp it, and then we're going to put it in the spreadsheet that has been made by Mary B, the other Mary B, and Kazi. And we're going to help out the doctor. All right. So feel free to, I will be in the chat a lot more tonight than usual because we're just mainly going to be playing it. I'll stop it occasionally, but I don't think I'll be struck. So it's going to be okay. But we're here to find those little spots where if we see any, they can twist it around and all of that. So yes. All right. Let's go back to this.
Do that. Oh, and we're on Rumble too. We're also going to be streaming tonight on Rumble. If people would like to watch over there, I'm going to post a link in the comments. I will be periodically reading those comments as well, so you can do it that way. Do we have the don't? Okay, we got that pinned. Cool. So yeah, follow me there. Instagram, we're at Turtleboy_daily_news. TikTok, we don't do TikTok because we're grown-ups, so screw TikTok. Even though everyone in America uses that horrible Chinese spyware app, I'm not doing it. I'm taking a stand. I'm not doing TikTok ever. You know, people want to create one for me. They can do that. Some of the clips, that's cool. I'm not watching TikTok. I don't do that. So anyway, yeah, so Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you know where to find me. Most importantly, smash that subscribe button. We've gained like almost 3,000 subs in the last week. It's been pretty crazy, so that's cool. But hit that notification bell because you never know when we do it, like an impromptu live. I go to court a lot, for those of you new here, because everyone is always trying to sue me or get orders against me, or weaponize their children to get orders against me. It's pretty crazy. So I do a lot of impromptu lives from the car, usually on my way home from court. Undefeated, by the way, undefeated in court. I wouldn't recommend taking me to court. Usually just another win, just another W for the turtle. So yeah, hit that notification bell. Never know when we're going to go live. We're on Rumble right now. Eventually YouTube's going to kick us off of here. It's only a matter of when, not if, they're going to do that. Rumble seems to be the alternative to YouTube, and it's got free speech written all over it. So you can go ahead and you can check that out all you want. It's been a huge week, man, over at Turtleboy Industries. We've averaged from Tuesday to Friday when the story broke I published at 3 a.m. on Tuesday morning. And then every day it's been something else. And we've averaged about 200,000 people a day on the website. So that's been cool. We're gonna have to upgrade the servers over all this one story. So and it's like it's never ending. Like the Fucci story at least had an ending. Right? Like he took me to court and I won, and that was the end of that. Every story has an ending. This one, I don't know when this one's gonna end. One could go on for months because it just gets crazier and crazier. And every day my inbox is filled with more and more tips, more and more information. More and more I'm finding out about this family, which is basically like a family of mobsters. That's what I would call them. They're mobsters that masquerade as, well-respected members of society, police officers, boards of selectmen, all that stuff. But they're really just mobsters. Like, let's keep it real. So we got a lot of new stuff we're going to show tonight. Yet we haven't shown anyone yet. Some of it's going to be a rehash of some of the stuff that we covered yesterday. But before we do that, how we like to start off every show, we just like to see where everyone's from. We do this called Where You're Reppin'. So let us know in the comments where you're watching the live show from tonight. Go ahead. Let us know. And smash that like button, of course. We're at the 133 likes, and leave a comment afterwards. Those help as well. Hopedale, Bridgewater, Hudson's in the house, Weymouth, Apache Junction, Jacksonville. Tucson is here. Dudley, Massachusetts. North Bergen, New Jersey. Cambridge, Jefferson, Massachusetts. Excellent. Scituate, Stoneham, Holbrook, Derry, New Hampshire. Manchog, Ashburnham, Clinton, Boston, Chelsea by the Sea. Randolph, Uxbridge, Paxton, Mashpee, Clinton, Bridgewater, Braintree, Canton PD, Lockup. Excellent. Westerly, Rhode Island. Billerica, Norwood, Somerville, Stonington, St. Albans, Maine. Charlestown, Naples, Florida, Canton, Dorchester, the Woo, Worcester, Hanover, Tiverton, Medfield, North Attleboro, Canton, Long Island, North Afton, Holbrook, Stoneham, Palmer, Saugus, Joe Biden's Grundle Hammock, Hanson, Canton, West Bridgewater, Gloucester, Haverhill, Newton, Canton, Key, New Hampshire, Webster Square, Dedham, North Smithfield, Lynn, Dorchester, Kansas City, Missouri, Glendale, Arizona, Medway, North Grosvendale. Okay. Normally we do kind of like it in the middle of the show, but it's just there's so many people here. It's an abnormal large audience. We're not used to this. Usually we have about 300 or 400 live viewers per show. Last time we were here on Tuesday, we had over 2,000 show. So this is new territory for us, but I'm just fascinated with this case. It is the craziest. Like the more I think about it, the crazier. I can't believe this story. It's the wildest story, isn't it? Like, just insane. Daytime is gonna be lit, and so is the Netflix. It's gonna be crazy when all this shit comes out. So we got a lot going on, and let's just. And by the way, if you guys like the program and you would like to contribute in any way that you can, As you know, we're demonetized on YouTube. We can't have donations. You can't do the super chat on there because we have a wrong opinion about a certain president's vaccine mandate. Didn't really feel like getting that thing. I shared opinions on it, and we are banned from ever getting money like that. We're so bad. We're so heinous as a result of our opinion about that. You can't even conduct financial transactions on here with one another. If you want to give me money, YouTube's like, no, you can't give him money. He's a bad person. The wrong opinions, which is fine because they took 30% anyway. So we just built our own platform. That's what we do here. It's called Turtle Chat. It's linked at the top of the stream. If you click on that, you can donate whatever amount of money you want, and you get to write a message when you do that. And I will read the message out loud to the class, so you can give a shout out to anybody that you want. Maybe tell me what you're thinking, whatever you want. It's your Turtle Chat, so you can do that. You can also cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. So static, I'm told. Okay, is the static bad? Please keep me updated on the static. I know it kills the show. I'm going to try to move that as best I can. So I don't know why. Sometimes when the phone is close to the microphone, it causes static. So let me know if the static is still going on. Let me see if I can listen to it. Seems like okay. Yeah. So Line, for instance, sends we got our first cash app of the night here from Blurred Lines. Sends $10, says for it's all about moving forward. You got that right. You got that right. Okay. All right. So let's just jump right into it. So first thing I'm going to start with there, I just posted this. This me off a lot. I just posted this on Facebook and Twitter, and like, okay, I don't know how the family of John O'Keefe is dealing with this. Okay, because you would think if I'm them, I want to know who killed my brother. And I guess it was easier for them to believe the lie that Cameron Reed killed her. We know this now. Not opinion, fact, that she did not kill him and had literally nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, she was framed. So let me I just got a message from a family member of John O'Keefe, and I posted it on social media, but I'm gonna bring it up over here because I used some foul language in it, and I think it's completely appropriate to do so because this person is garbage. And so we just need to read this real quick. All right. So we have here a text. Okay, so I got this message on Twitter from Vanessa. What's her name? Vanessa Rizzitano. She's an account executive, so she's really important. And at Regan.com, a former reporter at something, CNY Central, a former anchor for some, it sounds like a New York, and then a former writer for Boston. I don't know. She's a news person. Okay. She goes on TV and she reads the cue cards. That's her job. She considers herself news. So she goes, as a former news anchor and reporter, as soon as I see that, I'm like, oh, nice. Someone from the media is reaching out and appreciating what I do. That's nice. But no, as it turns, I have to say your coverage of my cousin who was brutally murdered is absolutely disgusting and inhumane. Okay. I'm inhumane. I'd just like to remind you that her cousin was beaten to death and then left out in the cold, probably while he was still alive, so that he could die a lonely and painful death from hypothermia. But I'm inhumane. I'm the real problem. Imagine saying that as soon as I see that, it's like, okay, sorry. What's your name? What's her name? Vanessa. I'm gonna be as diplomatic about as this as I can. Kindly fuck off. Like seriously, fuck you. You're not gonna lecture me and tell me that I am inhumane when your cousin was beaten to death, and the people who did it are just walking around like nothing happened and have been doing so for quite some time. Your job is to tell a news story, not torture my grieving family. Your grieving family? This is torturing them? How is it torturing them? She goes on to say, the audacity of you to think it is acceptable to post pictures of a man's body who was murdered. So stop right there. Man's body who was murdered? So posting pictures of him, they're the autopsy reports. They're in the documents. They're in the court documents. And I have gotten a lot of crap for this. I apologize for nothing. I want to be perfectly clear about that. I am not the guy. Maybe some of you are familiar. I'm not the normal mainstream media you come to and you're like, I am so outraged and offended. And you will do what I say now because I'm offended. And that's how it works. I'm offended and I'm outraged and you do what I tell you to do. No, I'm not that guy. I'm the other guy. I'm the guy who laughs at you. I'm the guy who takes a screenshot of your stupid comments and posts them on my page so people can see how stupid you are. That's me. So she tells me here.
All right, guys, I just wanted to pause it for a second. If you guys are taking notes, if you guys remember, we don't know if this is going to be a jury trial. We don't know if it's going to be a sitting judge that makes the decision, but you guys are the judge of the jury for this. And so we are looking for intent. So if you guys hear something that you feel could be twisted around to try and form intent in a twisted manner, why don't we put an emoji of like the alarm, the alarm emoji with the little red emoji. Here, I'll put it in the chat. Why don't you do this? And then that way it'll stand out. Okay. You guys see that one? I just put it in there. Why don't we do that? Okay. And then we'll stop it. We'll pause it. And we'll go back and then we'll timestamp it because we want to be able to help in any way we can. And you guys are the 13th juror. So let's do that. And okay, Zach, if you do that, I'll time this out. Thank you. If you do that when it's not appropriate, love you, mean it, but also time you. All right, guys. Yes, like that, Mitchell. Perfect. But like put a few of them. Let's see. Lauren, can you maybe explain intent for some of us? Yeah, let's pull up the definition of intent. And then I'll read it. But yeah, we're basically gonna, it's their case, right? So the prosecution has to prove intent. So we are gonna pull up the definition. Siri, hey Siri, pull up the definition of intent. Okay, just practicing. Okay, we'll let it slide. Thanks, Zach. All right. Why does it do this? Hey Siri, pull up the definition of intent. Intention or purpose, with the alarm realizing his intent, a real intent to cut back on social programs. Okay, so intention or purpose. So like you have to have intent to claim what they're doing. So basically he has to intend, have the intent to want to basically, the charge is witness intimidation. So he has the intent to intimidate these witnesses, and that's what they're claiming. So, and Lori, I know Lori's in the chat, so if she has a lawyerly way to describe it to you guys, feel free. Let's see. I think he's also asking for timestamps. He is. That's why we're doing the alarm thing. If we hear it, we're putting alarms in the chat. That will get my attention, and then we can go back, pause it, rewatch it, and then add the timestamp. So any kind of intent where he's intentionally trying to do this, and they have to show that he's purposely intimidating, trying to change their testimony, trying to do all the things. So it's their burden. They have to prove it. Okay, perfect. Turtleboy posted the definition. Okay, perfect. Lori is on it. She's on it. Fantastic. Yes. So that's why we're all here. We're going over it. I know a lot of you guys probably were watching live when these happened years ago. So we're learning together what this episode is about. I have no clue. It's funny how he said he had like 200 to 300 people in the chat, and then like the other week he had 2,000. How times have changed, right? It's funny. Small channels can grow to be big channels. I haven't seen a lot of that lately. People are kind of talking down on to small channels. Well, guess what? The doctor used to be a small channel. Now he's huge. Pretty cool. Okay, so he wants timestamps of things that he's in. Okay, let's see. Let's see. All right. The Commonwealth must prove that my intent was to cause emotional injury to the witnesses with the intent that it would interfere with the obstruct and or ongoing criminal matter in the Karen Reed trial. Okay, so he's wanting more specifically they're saying? So now I'm confused. And Milady saying, I mean, not just the things that they'll twist. He wants timestamps of what he's truly intending to do. Okay. Got it. All right. So his intent, which basically is to bring truth to the matter and find out the truth. So things where he's showing that he is just trying to get to the bottom of things and all of that. Okay, got it. All right, so fantastic. And I see side eyes with those fans. She's fangirling again. My goodness, side eyes, typical side eyes. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So we're gonna leave Lori's comment up there, so we know. And also with the clarification that Milady said. So also just when he says stuff where he's literally just trying to get to the truth, he's trying to get to the bottom of it. Why? Because things don't sound right. Their story doesn't make sense. And so he's trying to get to the bottom of it. So his intent, what his true intent was also as well. Got it. Thank you. This is why you guys are fantastic. This is why we're doing this as a team. And let's go. So yeah, get your timestamps out. If you pick up on anything, put those alarms in the chat. That will get attention, and then we will pause it. Thanks, guys.
So those pictures are important because you need to see that for a couple of reasons. Number one, the O'Keefe family is under the impression that John O'Keefe was killed by Karen Reed backing into him going 5 miles an hour in a driveway. That's what they believe. When you see those autopsy photos, you immediately know that cannot have possibly happened. Okay? This man was.
Do we agree that would be possible intent of why he put the pictures out there? And because he wants people to see that it's not possible for a man to look like that after being hit by a car. Do we agree on that? What do we think? I would like a little more clarification on what he's like asking for, but I think that also would be included, right? So we'll put this timestamp down. Yeah, do we think? I'm asking. Well, Lori, what do you think? Lori, I don't know. I mean, clearly he says what he's saying. Okay. And they have to show, let's see here. They have to show he wanted to obstruct the Karen Reed trial, not just trying to find out who really killed John. Right. Exactly. So I guess my question is he wanting, I guess there needs to be a little more clarification, but we'll just write down both. How about that? Because here I'm seeing his intent to post the autopsy photos as intent to. Okay, so no to what? Sorry. I'm seeing his intent to post these autopsy photos to show people that a man doesn't look like this being hit by a car. And that would definitely show his intent to prove the truth and try to get to the bottom of the matter. I don't know. So now I'm confused. I don't know exactly what he's looking for now. Okay. I can't figure out how to copy a tweet he posted 8 hours ago with the exact thing that he's looking for. Lori already did it. I think, but also, let's see. I would focus on the witness, maybe. Okay. I took it as he's looking. What he's saying is his intention is. Okay. We need to focus on when he's saying things about the witnesses. Specifically the witnesses, so not the family or anything. Okay. And then Lori, are we looking for what his real intent is or what they're trying to, what they can twist? Like, I have questions now. Have you and Runkle on 2 devices? I feel schizophrenic. Hi, Leslie. Thank you for being here. All right. Okay, let me write. Please hold. I'm going to text someone. I'm going to message someone. Talk amongst yourselves, like our Queen Melanie says. Runkle doing this. I don't know. Is he? I know Will was going over something, but I didn't get to see it because it was on at the same time when I was on with Maza. We wait. Hi, Tammy. How are you? My cat is playing with cord. That's not good. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Court, I don't know. I think that's why he's might be asking for help because his attorneys. I mean, he's having to pay so much money in attorney's fees anyways, and if they have to do this, I can't imagine how much it would be. Okay, TB is attempting to wake the state up, have them do their proper investigation. Well, yeah. Into what really happened, Johnny. Why did her have the dog bites his arms? Well, yes, for sure. But we're looking for what exactly. I think this is his job, and it's much to go through. Yes, I agree, Andrea. How are you, Andrea? I agree. Okay, I have friends I subbed. Cool. Thank you. Lauren, I just typed out something in some of his tweet above. Okay. Let me go up. Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right. It says we know that was okay. We know that was not my intent, and I probably stated that my intent was 1,000 times lives, and need to find timestamps of me stating what my intent was. Rough translation from Twitter. Okay, fantastic. So, what his actual intent is by questioning the witnesses or doing certain things. Yeah. Thank you, my lady. That is very helpful. I'm going to leave this up. And we are now looking for timestamps. His actual intent is. So we all know his actual intent. Leslie. Oh, nothing's gone sideways since the alleged video. There is no video. There was no proof of anything. It was just an alien attack. But yeah, how and when, why about her? No, I mean, it was, there's connections between the owner of the bar and the police. So I think that speaks for itself. That says enough. But there was no, they were talking and twisting things around like they normally do, it appears, because there hasn't been a video. Okay. Let's see here. Lauren, maybe we timestamp stuff we see it's helpful to his intent. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Hi, Joy. How are we? All right. So that's our new quest. So we're gonna timestamp stuff where he is showing his actual intent, not where they can twist it. Got it. All right. It's all coming clear. Okay. So anyway, when he's talking about any of the witnesses and what his intent is in questioning them, trying to bring light to the story, we know what his intent was. He stated it a bunch of times. Now we're going to timestamp that. So we're going to go through and we're going to timestamp that. All right. So we're going to put alarm in the chat. Little the alarm emoji. Someone put it in there so everyone sees. If we feel that this was a great time to timestamp for TB on when he is showing his intent, and we talk about that. All right, guys, we are back on track. Thank you for being patient, and we are ready to roll. Everybody get your pens and papers or your note section in your phone, and we will do this together. Thanks, guys.
6'2" tall, 217 pounds. The Lexus SUV that hit him would have struck him at a very low rate of speed at around the midsection, right? Maybe around here. That's where it would have hit him. There was no bruising on his body anywhere on his chest. Anywhere on his chest. All of the wounds were his face, which was swollen shut, his eyes. You needed to see that. There were cuts on the back of his neck. His skull was fractured multiple times, and his arm was chewed up. Now, what is your defense for that? Did he fall down and get eaten by coyotes? Is that what you're saying? Is that your defense here? You need to see that because the pictures tell a story. The second you see those pictures, you know that Karen Reed couldn't possibly have done that. Impossible. And you're mad about me? I mean, have you thought about it? You put two and two together? You would think that after knowing that, maybe you don't want to swallow that reality. Maybe you like the idea that Karen Reed is the villain. Maybe you've become comfortable with that, and it's given you closure almost to know that, so shit, case closed, whatever. I get it. It's easier to believe that. It's easier to become trapped in the reality that Karen Reed killed John O'Keefe. I get it. Because it's much harder to come to terms with the fact that your cousin was lured to a house filled with police officers and ATF agents and other people who didn't like him, apparently, and savagely beaten within minutes of getting there, only to be thrown out into the cold like trash. They threw him out like it was fucking garbage day and left him right in front of the house, I believe, on the grass. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a little bit unclear about exactly where John O'Keefe's body was laid. I've looked at the picture. It's a nice piece of property they have there. There is, if you are looking at the house, of course, there is from our perspective from the street, there's a fire hydrant and a flag on the inside of the house. The driveway, we can fit like 10 cars, is on the right-hand side. I'm assuming his body was somewhere in the driveway. She did a 3-point turn, okay? So she goes on to say this. She goes, a man's body murdered, his address where underage children live. Okay. It's like, I'm sorry, you're involved in a murder trial here, okay? Grow up. Addresses are going to be It's a freaking murder trial. Addresses are going to be put out there, stupid. The fact that this woman worked in media at any point in time is an indictment on the entire media and everything that's wrong with it. And she goes on to say, and pictures of his bloody snowbank is disgusting. Oh, yeah, you mean, yeah, showing evidence is disgusting. You should immediately be removed from your position and not be allowed the privilege to have a career in journalism. Okay, couple things here, honey. Immediately removed from my position by who? You seem to be under the, see, I understand you will always work for someone. You were taught to be slave to the capitalist system, where you will always be dependent upon another person for a paycheck. And that's the only understanding of capitalism you understand. See, I, on the other hand, know that the beauty of the American dream and the American spirit is to be your own boss, control your own destiny. That's what I do. I don't have a boss. I can't be canceled. Okay. I'm uncancelable. There's nothing you can do to stop me. And that's the beauty of it. Now, I know you don't understand this concept because you'll never own anything or you'll never be your own boss. So you don't get this. You're not smart enough to, quite frankly. Then she goes on to say that you should not be allowed the privilege to have a career in journalism. Well, if what you do is considered journalism, consider me very honored not to be a peer of yours, quite frankly. You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh, I should be ashamed. Why don't you find it in your heart to respect my grieving? And then she goes on to say, bring the other one up. She goes on to say, here it is. Why don't you have it in your heart to respect my grieving family instead of worrying about views, you disgusting, disgraceful asshole? Okay, well, first of all, you want to respect my grieving family? I'm doing your grieving family a fucking favor. So sit the fuck down, little girl, and speak when spoken to, okay? I say whatever I want. I'm unlike you, I actually care about your cousin. You clearly don't. If you did care about him, you would be in front of the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office demanding answers. Demanding. Like, if I'm picturing myself in their position. If I'm a loved one of John and Rafe, I am literally in front of the Massachusetts State Police headquarters or the Norfolk County District Office every.
Okay. What you think him saying he actually gives a shit about his cousin would be a good one. I agree. Is that what the alarms are for that specific statement? Okay. Go back. All right.
Free. Single or you would be in front of the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office demanding.
All right, let's get that time stamp here. Let me write that down. All right. Time stamp.
Demanding. Like, if
no, we'll just do 19.
I'm picturing myself in their position. If I'm a loved one.
Okay. All right, so we have to make notes on the little on the spreadsheet. So I had to take a little note there. All right, perfect. Let me see what you guys are saying before we go back to it. Just got here. This is a brilliant plan. Well, thank you, Alice. Also, if you guys are new here, please hit the subscribe button. I'm a newer channel, so a lot of you may not have even heard of me. But we are in this community to help people. I did some fundraising for Kelsey, was on all of Maz's fundraisers, and I'm passionate about helping. So when TB asks for some help and I have a platform, let's do it. So we are watching together, enjoying the episode, and then we're also writing down places where he shows his actual intent, which is trying to find out, get to the bottom of the truth, which we can all help with. Lauren, have you addressed you being on the hit list? Do you have any protections about this? No, I don't know why I'm on the hit list, other than apparently I said a term that she didn't like, and no, so far I'm here and fine. They also, mass reporting is against YouTube rules as well. But I really have no idea, because I did like 2 streams where I mentioned a certain name that she didn't. So it was a surprise to me that I was on any list. Okay. Thank you, Joy. All right. Yes, free TB. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to get back to it. Again, if you hear something where he's showing his actual intent, what he, such as like this, where he's talking about what he would do if he was a family member, he actually gives a shit about John, and things like that will be helpful for his case. We are putting the alarm in the chat so that we can stop it, timestamp it, and I'm making a note so that we can add it to the spreadsheet that Kazi G and the other Mary B have created, and we are going to help and do our part in watching some of the videos. So thanks for being here and taking part in helping the doctor. All right, guys, I'm going to mute my mic. We're going to go back to listen to it. Thank you to whoever suggested to change it to the 1.25. Great suggestion. Thank you.
Of John O'Keefe. I am literally in front of the Massachusetts State Police headquarters or the Norfolk County District Attorney's office every single day with a megaphone, making noise, demanding to know how these incompetent fuck muppets screwed this up so badly, and why there aren't immediate resignations. As long as this fucking shit show goes on with Karen Reed and the goddamn manslaughter and second-degree murder trial, I would lose my fucking mind if my family member died and I read all this information and I knew the fucking truth now. But no, what is this woman doing? Messaging me and telling me I'm an asshole. With family members like you, I feel bad that John O'Keefe had to fucking live the life that he did. Fuck off. At least I have family that love me. Poor fucking John O'Keefe. Poor John O'Keefe. Surrounded by fucking horrible people. Disgusting. You should all be ashamed. Seriously. Now I go over here to her freaking Twitter. Sorry, I'm fired up. This woman just got me all fired up. Like, look at her. She writes, the unprofessionalism is beyond me. Okay. Posting pictures is uncalled for. I'm like, have you called the DA's office to demand answers? Nope, of course not. Like, you know what else is uncalled for? Framing an innocent woman for murder. Do you have comment on that? I don't know what happened that night, and it's still being investigated. No, it's not. And therein lies the problem. You stupid. I know what happened that night. Well, then you haven't read the fucking stories, then have you? Maybe you should. It's your cousin. Maybe you should know what happened that night. All I said was it's disrespectful you to post pictures of his dead body. And it's hurtful for the families, especially the child. I would recommend his kids not read my blog, okay? Quite frankly, they've been put through a lot worse than reading a blog. They've lost both of their parents and now their uncle. So spare me that. Spare me that. Cousin. Are you helping them out too? Are you helping a cousin? I mean, who is this woman? Go on her page. Jesus Christ. Bootleg Blossom over here. Jeez. I don't want to go, so I'm not going to talk about appearance. I'm not even going to mention appearance. I'm not going there. Jeez.
All right, I see some alarms in the chat, so let's go back and watch that. I was tuned out for a second because someone messaged me. Let me go back and listen, and then you guys, we can. What's up, Ball Storm? We will go back and check that one out. Thank you again. This is why you guys are important and vital for this, because you are jurors, and also one mind is great, but if we have multiple minds, it's even better. Let's go back and listen.
Especially the show. I would recommend this kid's not read a blog, okay? And quite frankly, they've been put through a lot worse than reading a blog. They've lost both of their parents and now their uncle. So spare me that. Spare me that, cousin. Are you helping them out too? Are you helping them out, cuz? I mean, who is this woman? Go on her page. Jesus Christ. Bootleg Blossom over here. Jeez Louise. I don't want to go, so I'm not going to talk about appearance. I'm not even going to mention appearance. I'm not going there. But geez. Okay, we're just going to stop it. It's too tempting not to. All right, so there's that. Check this video out. I got a video of Brian Albert. You tell me this guy's not capable of killing someone. Watch this. Sorry, I can't read messages when you guys.
Did I go too far, or did I not go far enough?
Cash apps shortly. So check this out. This is a video of Brian Albert from.
I don't think I went far enough back.
Cop show he was on. Posting pictures is uncalled for. Like, have you called the DA's office to demand an answer? Nope, of course not. You know what else is uncalled for? Framing an innocent woman for murder. Do you have comment on that? I don't know what happened that night. And it's still being investigated. No, it's not. And therein lies the problem. You stupid idiot. I don't know what happened that night. Well, then you haven't read the fucking stories, then have you? Maybe you should. It's your cousin. Maybe you should know what happened that night. All I said was it's disrespectful. You post pictures of his dead body. That is hurtful for the family, especially the children. I would recommend this kid's not read my book, okay? And quite frankly, they've been put through a lot worse than reading a blog. They've lost both of their parents and another uncle. So spare me that. Spare me that, cousin. Helping them out too? Are you helping them out, cuz? I mean, who is this woman? Go on her page. Jesus Christ.
All right, guys, give me specifics, because I was not paying attention and I had some alarms in the chat. Give me specifics of what was said so I can find the exact part, because I don't know if I'm not going back far enough or what. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, pay attention to the Brian Albert segment. Yes. Yeah, sorry guys. If I don't mute myself, there is an echo. Sorry about that. Well, all right. So I have alarms before the Brian Albert part, but let's just skip to the Brian Albert part here. Okay. Muting myself and going back here.
Bootleg Blossom over here. Jeez Louise. I don't want to go, so I'm not going to talk about appearance. I'm not even going to mention appearance. I'm not going there. Jeez. Okay, we're just going to stop it. It's too tempting not to. All right, so there's that. Check this video out. I got a video of Brian Albert. You tell me this guy's not capable of killing someone. What's this? Sorry, I can't read messages when you guys send them during the show. I'll read the cash apps shortly. So check this out. This is a video of Brian Albert from that bootleg cop show he was on. No, let's listen to this. You guys can hear this. Take care, brother.
His team is a Marine in Operation Desert Storm. He views his work back in Boston as equally important, and he knows it's just as dangerous. In order to make the cases on the suspects who are selling drugs, you have to have undercover police officers actually going out, posing as spies.
Dude, that guy can't kill someone with his hands. Like, picture being in a room with that guy. That's a trained killer right there. Marine. And by the way, you have no idea about the amount of messages like, and I haven't really gone there because I don't really think it's relevant to it, but about the swinging with these people. I don't like, dude. Look at people. So there are rumors out there that Brian Albert's banging what's her face, Jennifer McCabe. I think that a lot of people implied that, just how passionate she was covering up for this man. Now, I don't know this fact, but a lot of people have suggested that. But I have gotten so many messages from Boston office about this guy. Apparently, he's notorious for trying to bang everyone's wife. That's like his thing. Like, just complete cocky scumbag. And they're raising their family to be scumbags. So check this out. There's another thing. So I got a message the other day. I didn't check this on the real Facebook account where it's like baby pictures and stuff. I hardly ever check it. I checked it today on a hunch, and I got a filtered message. Let me bring it up here. Is this it? Okay. So check this out. So this is Chris Albert. We're going to be getting into him tonight too. Chris Albert is the father of Colin Albert, who was in the house the night that John O'Keefe was killed, and didn't like John O'Keefe very much. He was John O'Keefe's neighbor, and he is a selectman, was recently elected 3 weeks ago, although I'm told that he was resigned today or yesterday. I confirmed it yet. Maybe some people from Canton can. But Mr. Albert here, he has, what was I going to say about him? He owns a pizza shop in town, and he's got quite a past. So I got this message from him, and it says the following, and this is Brian Albert's brother. It says, hi, 1 o'clock a.m., 1:10 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Now, I did not hit the publish button on that blog until 3 o'clock. However, a couple hours beforehand, I did make a tweet. I retweeted a picture of Colin Albert from a Canton High School football, and I retweeted it, and I said something to the effect of, this kid or this man might have been involved, might have murdered a Boston police officer, something to that effect. And so this guy saw it. He must follow me on Twitter because he saw it. He's vigilant about this. And he messages me and he says, hi, hey, I saw a recent post on Twitter about the Karen Reed case. You actually mentioned my son, which is unfortunate. Why is that unfortunate? I would talk case if possible. Thank you. So next time, Chris, message the Clarence with Dawson page because I don't really check that account with my real name on it. But I'm like, so I know what's happening here. So I've seen this song and dance before.
Power company doesn't want you to know this. If you fix this one mistake happening at home, you could cut your electricity bill.
So many times, guys. People message me, and I bet you this guy, I know exactly what he was going to say. He was going to message me, and he was going to say something like, I'm a big fan, because he follows me on Twitter, obviously. I'm a big fan. And you got this all wrong. No. Like, he was just, this is more covering. He tried to preempt me from writing this. Luckily, I didn't see it. I would have actually included this in the blog if I did see it. But I responded, and I'm all ears, and I've not heard back from that. So let me see real quick. Oh God, let me, I got so many messages right now. I'm going to call, let's see. I'm going to see if he messaged me back. Hold on. Let me see if he has messaged me back. Mr. Albert. Okay, so he has not messaged me back. I said, I'm all ears. As you can see there, he has read my message. Okay, and I'm going to call him now. Let's see if he answers. Live the tape. Yes, he is. All right, so he's not answering. So do you guys think they're watching? Do you guys think they're watching right now? I think they're watching. I just want to say hello to them. I just want to let them know your time's coming. The truth's going to come out. Enjoy I like the anxiety that you're probably feeling now is wild. I can imagine you must wake up every day thinking it's the day my life ends over this. And by the way, this is their son. This is what he wore on Halloween this year. That's Colin Albert on the right. Notice that. I mean, I understand it's a costume, but it fits him well, doesn't it? It fits him well. This is literally what he wore this Halloween. Prisoner outfit. Notice that face. What's that thing on his face? Oh, it's a teardrop. I mean, it's a costume, so it doesn't mean anything. Generally, that doesn't mean I done killed someone. Especially the one teardrop would indicate one homicide. But there's that. Also, let's talk about this gentleman right here. Okay, here's another person that we haven't really got into much. I mentioned in a blog the other day that a man by the name of that we were looking for information.
Lori, I'm going to defer to you on that one. That I don't know. Do you find intent that he was calling Chris to get his side of the story? That is what the chat is saying. Honestly, I'm not sure on that one. If you're still here, give us your opinion. We can also, we can always jot it down too. All right, let's go back. We'll get the timestamp. We'll just jot it down, just in case. Better safe than sorry. All right, let me go back and I'm going to mute this now.
About Brian Robert. I always say Brian Robert. Brian. Also, let's talk about this gentleman right here. You can call right now is wild. I can imagine you must wake up every day thinking it's today the day my life ends over this. And by the way, this is their son. So this is what he wore on Halloween this year. That's Colin Albert. Call. So many messages right now. I'm a fan, and you know, you got this all wrong. No. Like he was just. This is more covering. He tried to preempt from writing this. Luckily, I didn't see it. It wouldn't. I would have actually included this in.
All right, Lori's saying she's not convinced on that. All right, I was not sure, Lori, either. So, okay. I trust Lori because she's a legal mind. It didn't stand out to me, and so won't put it down. Let's see if you make it AI can see the time. We put the comments easier for you to find. No, like I don't want to involve AI in any of this. We're gonna go through it. I know AI can be a great help, but I think he would rather people actually go through it and do that. We have a spreadsheet that's very well executed, and so we have a method to our madness here. So we're gonna go through like this, and it will take some time, but that's okay. We don't mind. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, guys, let's get back to it. Thank you, Lori. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your expert legal mind that we can rely on. You guys are awesome. Thank you for, again, if you hear something that you feel like it is, put it in the chat so we will confer Lori if we have any questions. So thank you so much.
If I did see it, but I responded and I said I'm all ears, and I've not heard back from that. So let me see real quick. Oh God, let me. I got so many messages right now. I'm gonna call. Let's see. I'm gonna see if he messaged me back. Let me see if he has messaged me back, Mr. Albert. Okay, so he has not messaged me back. I said I'm all ears. As you can see there, he has read my message. Okay, and I'm gonna call him. Let's see. Live the tape. Yes, he is. so he's not answering. So do you guys think they're watching? Do you guys think they're watching right now? I think they're watching. I just want to say hello to them. I just want to let them know your time's coming. Truth's going to come out. I like the anxiety that you're probably feeling right now is wild. I can imagine you must wake up every day thinking it's the day.
Appeals are made for walk-in. Thank you for clarifying. I don't know how to do it to where you guys can see the time. I am not very IT savvy. And so I don't know how to make it where you guys can see the time. If someone knows how to do that and I can easily understand it, then I will be glad to. Other than that, I don't know how to. But that would be a good suggestion and easier for me to find. Okay. Let's go to it.
My life ends over this. And by the way, this is their son. So this is what he wore on Halloween this year. That's Colin Albert on the right. Notice that. I mean, I understand it's a costume, but it fits him well, doesn't it? It fits him well. This is literally what he wore this Halloween. A prisoner. I noticed that on the face. What's that thing on his face? Oh, it's a teardrop. I mean, it's a costume, so it doesn't mean anything, but generally that doesn't mean I done killed someone. Especially the one teardrop would indicate one homicide. But there's that. Also, let's talk about this gentleman right here. Okay, so here's another person that we haven't really got into much. I mentioned in the blog the other day that a man by the name of that we were looking for information about Brian Albert getting his floor taken out is in the basement. Now, why would you do that? Why would he take the floor out? Wait, like he's doing. I got to say this about the guy. He doesn't care how he looks. Like at this point, he is doing everything possible to seem shady because he has no choice. He has like, it's either he has to just go on normal, which means he can't cover up evidence, or he's just got to destroy evidence. Everyone can see he's doing it and just not give a shit because who cares what people think as long as I don't go to jail. That's what he's thinking right now. So he's trying to destroy evidence as much as possible. And the floor, that tells us that that's where John died, I think, or that's where John was severely beaten. And that would make sense again. We saw he was ascending and descending staircases, ends up in the basement, 1224, probably knocked out, probably bleeding everywhere. There's probably blood all over that basement. There's weight benches down there and whatnot. And somebody did the floor. Now, he's not going to go down to the town hall and get, like, you don't really need a contractor to, tear some floor up if you do anything, but somebody must have seen something. Well, as it's out, a gentleman, and I have messaged this guy, he did not get back to me, by the name of Nick Morathis. So many people have messaged me about Nick Morathis. And Nick, if you're watching, man, give me a buzz. Maybe we can clear this up. So he's described as, another Canton Townie. He happens to own a flooring company. And he specifically does carpets, and he cocks for the Alberts hard. His current friend is Jillian Daniels. Jillian Daniels is one of the people that messaged me on Twitter with the whole, you got this one wrong, turtle fucker, and whatever. Okay. So her. And she says, who had a 10-year-long affair with Brian Albert. So I guess he's taken Brian Albert's sloppy sense and does his floors for him. In the late 2000s, while his wife was raising their 5 young children. So he is dating her now, and he does floors. So how about that? That's interesting. That's very interesting. So we'll see what comes from that. Again, Nick, give me a buzz, man. We can talk about this. I'd love to talk about this some more. All right. So, and I got another piece of information here I haven't shared publicly yet, but they haven't gotten, the defense attorneys have not got, they've only gotten Jennifer McCabe's phone, Karen Reed's phone, and John O'Keefe's phone. They haven't gotten Brian Albert's phone. They actually were denied access to his phone. Now, I would assume that's going to change soon. But they also have not gotten Colin Albert's phone. And that's interesting because I have new knowledge that I'll give you guys can guess the time. How about this? Colin Albert called someone on the night that John O'Keefe was killed. He called a 17-year-old friend and they didn't answer their phone. And the neck, whatever. Like, what kind of, that's odd in and of itself. Like, high school kids that young don't call each other, they text. So this girl was called, didn't answer. In the morning, she calls him back and he just says, never mind. Guess what time? Try to guess the exact minute that Colin Albert called this 17-year-old girl. Guess. It's a very specific time that matters a lot.
My electricity bill dropped from $150 to $52 doing this one thing. When I spent $49 on an energy
12:33 was the correct time. And there's screenshots of that call. He called her at 12:33. Colin Albert didn't have a car at the house. So that tells me, we know now that at 12:25 or 24, he is ascending and descending stairs. We have deduced, using logic and reason, that he was assaulted and thrown down a flight of stairs and severely injured.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this in here just because, again, I think too, like they want all these points too because they can play this in court. This is literally him using common sense and reasoning ability to say, this is why I'm thinking this because of this. So I'm gonna put this in there. Let me get the exact timestamp here. Gonna go back. What did you say?
In and of itself, like high school kids that don't call each other, they text. So
Why is it doing this?
this girl's called, didn't answer. In the morning, she calls him back and he just says never.
I think keeps messing up.
Mind.
Very
Interesting.
3 seconds.
And
does
does his floors for him.
In the late
2000s, while his wife was raising their 5 children. So he is dating her now, and he does floors. So how about that? That's interesting. That's very interesting. So we'll see what comes from that. Again, Nick, give me a buzz, man. We can talk about this. I'd love to talk about this more. All right. So I got another piece of information here I haven't shared publicly yet, but they haven't gotten, the defense attorneys have not got, they've only gotten Jennifer McCabe's phone, Karen Reed's phone, and John O'Keefe's phone. They haven't gotten Brian Albert's phone. They actually were denied access to his phone. Now, I would assume it's going to change. But they also have not in Colin Albert's phone. And that's interesting because I have new knowledge that I'll give you guys can guess the time. How about this?
All right, so I'm writing this one down. So bear with me. I'm going to make a note on what it is. All right. Thank you for putting what you think is a good spot in the chat. Keep those alarms coming if you hear anything. I am on a laptop and I don't have 2 screens or 2 monitors. Okay, thank you so much, Lori. You're the best. Lori's headed out for the night, so our non-legal minds are going to have to just all come together to see what we think. Anyways, I only have 1 monitor. I'm using a laptop, so I have to like pause this, go to the screen on my tab. And sometimes I forget to push the mute buttons. And so that's where the echo comes from. I'm trying to be cognizant of it and push it more regularly, but that is where the echo is coming from. All right, guys, let's see here. Let's go back. Okay. Muting and we're going forward.
Colin Albert called someone on the night that John O'Keefe was killed. Called a 17-year-old friend. and they didn't answer their phone. And the next, because, you know, whatever, like what kind of odd in and of itself, like high school kids that young don't call each other, they text. So this girl was called, didn't answer, and then she calls him back, and he just says, never mind. Guess what time? Try to guess the exact minute that Colin Albert called this 17-year-old girl. Guess. It's a very specific time that matters a lot. 12:33 was the correct time, and there's screenshots of that call. He called her at 12:33. Colin Albert didn't have a car at the house, so that tells me. So we know now that at 12:25 or 12:24, he is ascending and descending stairs. We have deduced, using logic and reason, that he was assaulted and thrown down a flight of stairs and severely injured, likely knocked out, unconscious. And you have a house full of officers. Remind me to talk about Brian Higgins' overtime thing. We got to talk about that too. You have a house full of officers there, and they are like immediately know what to do in a situation like this, like covering it up. And so they need to get the body out of there. But I'm guessing he's alive. I have a hard time believing he just died from going down a flight of stairs. He probably had a pulse. His heart was probably still beating. And he was at 12:31, at 12:29, Jennifer, did she call him? She texted him at 12:29, I believe. No, I'd have to go through the time again. She calls him at 12:29. And at 12:31, and some people have thrown this theory out there, and I kind of like this theory. Maybe they were looking for his phone. Maybe his phone had fallen out there in the scuffle, and they need to put it in a bucket. So either way, they brought his body out, and his phone moved. So it looks like the last time it looks like he's alive at 12:31 because he's moving, but the phone, of course, would pick up, if in your pocket, it would pick up that movement too. So he could, like, I assume you would need big, strong men to move him outside and put him out the exact. It's just amazing that within 5 minutes of the splitting, they're like, let's just blame her. Let's just blame her. What are we gonna do about this? And it's crazy because they could have just called 911. Like, a fight went too far. All right. You could even tell police that John O'Keefe started the fight. There's a lot of defense that you could have used in this. That he had a problem with Colin, and they were fighting, and they fell down the stairs together. He broke his whatever. You know, they could have done that and tried to save his life, and maybe he'd be alive today. I think he'd be alive today. But instead, they're like, no, we can't even take that charge. That charge would have been minimal. You know, probably no one would have gone to jail over that. If he had lived, probably no one would have gone to jail. But instead, they're like, fuck it, let's finish him off, throw him outside like trash. That's what we're gonna do to him. And we got these family members, cousins. I care about him so much, but I'm gonna message you. You're the real problem, Turtleboy, not these people who murdered him. Yeah, keep that same energy with him. So I think they're probably watching right now. Oh, so yeah, so he called him. He makes the call at 12:33. That to me tells me that the adults in the room, like, we need to get him the fuck out of here. Like, protect the young. That's what in the animal kingdom, that's what the grown-ups always do. They protect the young, right? Well, the young fucked up here, and the young had to get out of that house immediately. So they're probably telling, call anyone you know for a ride. And I don't know how he got out of there, but they should probably find out. I feel it's okay. So here's another piece of information we haven't talked about. Brian Higgins. Let me find the original blog on this. Where'd it go? Okay, here we go. And this blog's at almost 300,000 views. Whew. Uber, I don't know. That sounds like to me, like, to get him out of here. All right, so let me find. Okay, there's the trooper. And by the way, there were rumors that Michael Proctor, the state trooper who didn't tell anyone that he was best friends with people, and who planted evidence at the scene, and who basically was in on framing, who probably was called. They have Brian Albert's phone. I bet you he called Michael Proctor that day. I bet you did. How did he end up down there? Of all the detectives in the Massachusetts State Police, they got this guy. Fancy that. How about that? Weird. He wasn't even working that night, I'm told, either. He wasn't on duty, but he's just that dedicated to the job, folks. He's that dedicated to the job. We heard rumors that he was on unpaid leave from the Massachusetts State Police, but that is untrue. So somebody did send me that tip, and I heard it from a couple other people. This is how rumors get started. So I clarify. I contact a couple trooper buddies who I trust, and they tell me that they are actually alerted. All troopers are alerted when another trooper is suspended without pay. Like that, and they've checked. He checks like, nope, nothing, no announcement. So he is he's still working. Okay, and I don't know how. That's a problem, obviously. So let me find Brian Higgins here. But this is the tweet that got his attention. I retweeted this thing. Colin Albert continued a career at Bridgewater State. Congrats, dog. More big hits to come. Yeah, you can say that again. You can say that again. Seems like a nice guy. Okay. Yeah, and how about this? Like, dude, come on. All right, let's find. There's Brian Higgins. That's Brian Higgins on the left there, John O'Keefe. And this is what I know about. I'm going to read some messages. I got a very close source here. And this is kind of like into what Brian Higgins did that night from the grand jury testimony. We know that he's got an office in the Canton Police Department. Okay. So he works, for whatever reason, this incestuous town of Canton has an office there, even though he's not a Canton police officer. We know that he went to work at 1:30 and that he was in contact with Chief Ken Berkowitz around that time. Another source now is telling me, and I'm going to have to confirm this, obviously, it's from somebody who seems like they would know. And they said that they gave me the tip to check the overtime slips. And that they're alleging that Brian Higgins dropped off an overtime slip at 2:30 a.m. And that the DA's office was given a notification to self-report any open cases with Higgins. And when asked why the female attorney, that quote, you don't even want to know. You don't know what that means. But again, what they're alleging here is that Brian Higgins was overtime slips in order to create an alibi for himself. That's what he was trying to do. That's the new allegation. Keep in mind, these guys it makes sense, doesn't it? All of these are immediately going into self-preservation mode. Brian,
What do we think about that? Because that's the information he was given. He's looking into that because that is the information he's given. What do we think? Anybody? Play again? Okay.
Brian Albert here is that, confirm this, obviously, but it's from somebody seems like they would know. And they said that they gave me the tip to check the overtime slips. And that they're alleging that Brian Higgins dropped off an overtime slip at 2:30 a.m. And that the DA's office was given a notification to self-report any open cases with Higgins. Asked why the lead guy told the female attorney that, quote, you don't even want to know. You don't know what that means. But again, what they're alleging here is that Brian Higgins was fudging overtime slips in order to create an alibi for himself. That's what he was trying to do. That's the new allegation. Keep in mind, these guys it makes sense, doesn't it? All of these people are immediately going to self-preservation mode. Brian Albert did not even come out of his house after being alerted to a
All right. No, you're right. It's not directed towards the intimidation action, but again, it's his intent of why he believes what he believes and why he's going to be asking them questions, what he's stating. And I saw Hellfish. Yeah, that's an allegation, and he hasn't. Not his, but a source. Yes, he's looking into info. I don't know. I'm going to write it down. Lori's not here to give me her sort of advice. I'll write it down. He can, if he has timestamps, he can easily look at these and do it. So we'll write it down here, and we'll just let him decide for his attorneys. All right. Let's go back here. I'm gonna mute myself. Hey, Jedi Jane, how are we?
a dead body on his property. Just before I do, let me dropped off an overtime slip from a very close source here. This is kind of like we're going to look at it. We know what Brian Higgins did that night from the grand jury testimony. We know that he's got an office in the Canton. He's not play his career at Bridgewater State. Congrats, dog. He's not a Canton police officer. We know that he went to work at 1:30 and that's in contact with Chief Ken Berkowitz around that time. Another source now is telling me, and I'm going to have to confirm this, obviously, but it's from somebody who seems like they would know.
3438. All right. Let's see here. See what comments I missed while we're on pause here. Yeah, better write down, then they can get rid of it if they don't want it. Yeah, and I think now, especially with Lori gone, she was our legal mind, so we'll be better safe than sorry. Absolutely, it helps. I think he shows he wasn't interested in changing your minds. He was wanting to get to the bottom of the story. Yes, I agree. All right, so I just wrote that one down. All right, guys, and I put it up to 1.5 speed so we can, not take all night. All right, guys, here we go. Good job. You guys stay alert. And if you're taking notes and do that, put the little alarm emojis in there if you guys feel like it's a spot that we can write down for the doctor here. All right.
And they said that they gave me the tip to check the overtime slips. And that they're alleging that Brian Higgins dropped off an overtime slip at 2:30 a.m. and that the DA's office was given a notification to self-report any open cases with Higgins. And when asked why, the lead guy told the attorney, quote, "You don't even want to know." I don't know what that means, but again, what they're alleging here is that Brian Higgins was fudging overtime slips in order to create an alibi for himself. That's what he was trying to do. That's the new allegation. Keep in mind, these guys it makes sense, doesn't it? All of these people are immediately going to self-preservation mode. Brian Albert did not even come out of his house after being alerted to a dead body on his property. Just didn't come out of the house. First responder. Sells his house, lifts up the floor, gets rid of the family dog. Of course, it gets rid of Colin Albert. Tells Colin Albert, call someone real quick. I'm told that Colin Albert's college roommate has moved out on him after the story. So this is just getting crazier and crazier by the day, isn't it, folks? So that is what they're alleging about him. So let me go to, let's talk about the chief here. New stuff that came yesterday. Before I do that, let me just read a couple donos here. Okay, we got one for J. Co. Sends $20 and says, can't wait until the first person of the Albert clan cracks and squeals like a stool pigeon to the FBI and Road Rage Rollins. Me too. It's probably happened already. Justin sends $5 and says, when you first get the lead on something like this with so much information, how do you organize all of it? Do you start writing and edit as you learn more? That's a great question. There's the reason this story took so long to write. Yeah, I do have to organize it all. And I'm like, sometimes I don't know where to start. So I just kind of start with an intro paragraph. Most of my blogs start with this so-and-so, and I show a picture and then I start going from there. But this case was so involved that it took a long time to figure out how I was going to write this exactly because it had to be just right. Good question. Next, we have Rod Radel Baby L sends 25 and says, thank you for all that you do, Turtleboy. My pleasure. That's what I do. Lauren De Laguna sends 10. You are seriously the best. Over 1,000 in chat all night, no matter what Toothless says. I love watching you succeed. The Chinese calendar was wrong, calling 2023 the year of the rabbit. It's the year of the turtle. Thank you very much, Lauren De Laguna. I appreciate that. And congratulations on passing the bar again. Robin sends $10, says, thank you for your report. My pleasure, Robin. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Also, oh, God. So Jillian Alberts, and this is the other thing, the chick that's dating Nick Morathis, the woman who's dating Nick Morathis, the floor guy, is dating Jill Alberts. So Jill Alberts is dating the floor guy. Well, Jill is the sister of Chris Albert's wife. So Chris Albert's sister-in-law. Is this not the most incestuous town? And like I said earlier, I did hear rumors that these people are swimmers. Again, no judgment at all. Good for you if you do that. I really don't care. Happy for you. But here's the thing about swinging, okay? You're not supposed to do it with your own family. Christmas is going to be awkward as fuck. No, no. Find some other freaky couple out there. Do your thing. Plenty. Trust me, there's plenty out there. Plenty. You don't have to stick to your own family, even if you're not blood related to them. Don't do it. But anyway, again, that's neither here nor there. I'm just pointing out these are weird people, man. These are interesting people. A couple more donos in the Cash App we have here. Just want to read these off. Read these. Okay. We got DW sends $25 for I don't give Paul to give the Turtleboy. Well, thank you very much. 7-pounder sends 10 and says, for odds on Road Rage Rollins the right thing. She'll do the right thing. I do that about it. Chris Day sends $10 and says, for tell my wife to give me a rub or grab me a beer. Grab him a beer. Grab him a beer. $37 from Christian Portanova. It says, for feels like the FBI is going to raid their houses any day. Well, they're handing out subpoenas. 7-pounder also sends $5 and says, exhume and check for canine DNA. It will prove. So that is a motion that they're actually filing in court for the hearing on May 3rd. I will be there bright and early. And I'm going to decide, I'm told that I'll be on the side of the defendant in court because the defendant is almost as much as a victim as John O'Keefe in this. Because Karen I don't know her at all, but she doesn't deserve this. Think of how her life has been disrupted. She had a nice life before this, didn't she? All these assholes out there I've gotten a lot of messages from people who are close with John, and they loved Karen Reed. Like, they loved her. They're like, John O'Keefe apparently was like hot shit in Canton. Like, every woman wanted him, even like Mary, like everybody wanted a piece of John O'Keefe, because why wouldn't they? He was tall, up, and the most attractive part about him, quite frankly, was the fact that he stepped up to the plate and adopted 2 children who lost both of their parents. I mean, I guess apparently he had dated women over the years and they were just trashy, and they didn't want, like, Karen Reed loved that about him. She loved that he was a caring person, and she, basically lived at his house. Her house in Mansfield was like a closet. That's how they describe it. And that she acted as a de facto mom and loved her a lot. And she was basically part of the family. I've seen so many loving pictures of them. And so what police do is, establish this cookie cutter narrative. Like, they always do this with homicides, that, okay, they work backwards. Okay, first you did it. And then we're going to work backwards from there, and we're going to do all the usual stuff we do with domestics. Okay, so we need to find, did they argue? So first we're going to put it in the heads of the kids that he did this. And then that's going to make the kids give us stories about the last time they argued. And that's all we're going to remember. We're not going to remember about how they were in love with each other, and how they were talking about getting married, and how she acted as a stepmother, and how all of his friends seemed to like her. They're not going to talk about any of that. They're just going to talk about the last fight that they got in over breakfast. That's the picture that they're painting in order to try to lynch this one. Let's keep it a buck. What is happening to Karen Reed is a modern day lynching. That's what this is. This is an attempted lynching happening in front of your eyes. Not all lynchings involve a group of masked white people kidnapping a black guy and hanging him from a tree. Sometimes lynchings happen when corrupt officers, district attorneys, and others frame a completely innocent woman and send her through the judicial system in order to put her in a box. Because that's what they're trying to do. This woman never got a chance to grieve the love of her life, has lost him, which I'm sure is very painful in all of this. And on top of that, has lost her ability to make a living. She can't go to work. She worked at Fidelity. She was a college professor. She can't do any of that. Why? Because she's being labeled as a murderer in the media. And she can't even drive. Like, as part of the conditions of her probation, $100,000 she's out on, 100 grand bonds. She can't drive. Imagine not being able to drive, just stuck in your house all day. Not that many friends around. What are you going to do? She's going to have to spend, I would estimate, $500,000 on attorney's fees. I mean, she's got good lawyers, man. Fly them in from across the country. Great defense team. It's paying dividends so far, I think. But she has to go through all of that. And how is she ever going to put her life together? I mean, she'll hopefully make something out of this. Hopefully she sues the fuck out of him. Let's not overlook what they're doing to this woman. They're trying to lynch her, man. Lynch her. That's happening right now. I hope she has friends. I hope she has friends that are checking in on her and stuff like that, because it's really sad, what they're doing, what these assholes have done to her. They were so willing to, I mean, it's just freaking evil, man. Anyway, so thank you very much. Christian Portnoy also sends 10 and says, why didn't any cops break up the fight? I don't know. And no, as far as the canine, talk about this. So in court on May 3rd, I will be there. And 2 motions. I think they're trying to get Brian Albert's cell phone, and they want access to that dog, because that dog left DNA. Dogs have DNA, and he left the DNA all John O'Keefe. So they will, if they can get that dog on him. I mean, that's just explain that one. You stuck your dog on him, which we all know. They can examine the teeth and the cut and the butts. Obviously, it looks like you got eaten by a wolf. So there's that. Dave sends $15 and says, for Erica, says, bring us the truth. Well, that's what we're trying to do here. That's what we're trying to do. Again, if anyone else would like to donate, you can click at the link at the top to Turtle Chat. I will read those. We got another one here from Joseph. Just sends $. Thank you, Joseph. Any and all donos are graciously appreciated. You get to write a message with them, and I'll read them out loud in the class. Or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. Chloe is the name of the dog. Chloe is the name of the dog. So, and yeah, I did find that Note My Objection woman on TikTok. Again, I hate TikTok. She's this Massachusetts woman with a lawyer mom, it seems like, who brought legal on her channel, and she's been talking about this one a lot. I was going to invite her on here, but I kind of get the vibe that, like, from a lot of her followers are like giving her grief for like legitimize boy, even though I'm the only one who seems to give a shit about this case and is actually uncovering the truth. But you know how these people do. They're such losers. They just can't get over the fact that I actually do care,
My electricity bill dropped from $150 to $52 doing this one thing. When I spent $49 on an energy saving device.
I actually do, unlike you. But they read. I was going to invite her on here, but I kind of get the vibe that, like, a lot of her followers are like giving her grief for like legitimate Turtle Boy, even though.
All right, guys, I saw some. Yep, that one for sure. That's why I was pausing back at the intent. And saying he actually gives a shit. He's trying to get to the truth. that one for sure. But I saw some people talking about something before. Let me see here. All right. Yeah, Leslie, it was a while ago. It was definitely a while ago. You see that we're, 2023 with this one. That's how many he has to go through. So that's why we're trying to help in any way that we can. All right. Andrea, hold on. What are you saying? Dogbot, why he believed the dog. Okay. Let me go back. Let's listen to that. I'm gonna go ahead and timestamp this one first, and I'll go back and listen to the dog thing again.
I'm the only one who seems to care about this case and is actually uncovering the truth. But you know how these people do. They're such losers. They just can't get over the fact that, oh, I actually do care. I actually do. I'm like you. But no, they rehomed the dog. I mean, if they should have destroyed the dog. I mean, if they were smart, because they're going to find the dog now. They're going to get this motion. Because here's another question. How is the prosecutor going to object to that? Why? So you're in court as a defense attorney. You're like, Your Honor, I would like to get access to the dog that was in the house that day. Why would defense object to that? I mean, why would the prosecution object to that? What reason do they have to object to that? If you have nothing to hide with that, then if you don't believe that they killed her and the dog killed her, wouldn't you want them to have? But they're going to object, I'm sure, and it's going to make them look stupid. And let's be clear, when I'm in court that day, they are getting audited on the way out. They're getting the full Abrams treatment. ADA Alley and his hack spokesperson, Mr. Traub, I think that's your name. You're getting audited. We're going to have a lot of questions for you. I'm going to be down there with my iPhone, and we're going to have a lot of questions for you. A lot of questions. Jack Foley sends $20, says, for Bostonians watching from Guilford, New Hampshire. Go Turtle. Oh, love Guilford. Go there every other summer. Every other summer. Viney Point. We always get us on. So what was I going to talk about now? Oh, the next part of this. Let's pull this up. Let's talk about the police chief. He needs to be discussed. So obviously, you got eaten by a wolf. So there's that. Dave Craig sends $15. Done to her. That they were so willing to. I mean, it's just fucking evil, man. Anyway, so thank you very much. Christian Portnova also sends 10 and says, why didn't any of the other cops break up the fight? I don't know. And no, as far as the king, talk about this. So in court on May 3rd, I will be there. And one of the two motions, I think they're trying to get Brian Albert's cell phone, and they want access to that dog. Because that dog left DNA. Dogs have DNA, and he left the DNA all over John O'Keefe. So they will, if they can get that dog on him. I mean, that's just explain that one. Explain that one.
All right, guys, I'm adding this one here too. Bear with me, getting the timestamp and making notes.
When you stuck your dog on him, which we all know, they can examine the teeth. And the cut and the bites, obviously, it looks like you got eaten by a wolf. So there's that. Dave Craig sends $50 and says,
All right. All right, guys. Thanks for doing such a good job. Keep it up. Keep it up. We are getting through this one. All right. We're going to go back to watching it now.
for Erica says, oh, I gotta find it first. There it is. And then we need to talk about the Canton Police's insane response to this whole thing, which to me is just wild. All right. So, Kenkowitz. Oh, you know what I need to do? Well, before it gets too late, I'm gonna make some phone calls. So the reason I asked, do you think they're watching? Because I wonder if they're gonna get their phones. All of their phone numbers are in the court docs. I got all because I got the call rec. So we're gonna start with the first one. Jennifer McCabe. See what she's up to. I hear it's ringing.
Guys, I think we picked a good episode.
It's Summer. Mom is really busy. Leave a message. At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, Jennifer. This is award-winning reporter Aiden Carney calling you from Turtleboy Daily News. Got your number from the court documents. Wanted to ask you about a couple phone calls that you were making on the morning of January 29th, 2022. Particularly, wanted to know why you were calling a man named Tom Beatty.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but he states exactly what he's trying to ask, and that is something that old school journalists used to do. Doesn't happen as much anymore, and we can tell, and it shows in mainstream media. So he's literally making a phone call to Jennifer McCabe and stating he wants to ask her some questions, and he's asking. I think that's a good one. What do you guys think? Yeah? Seems like we picked a good episode. I just picked it at random. I was in the block of ones that I'm going to do. And so you guys give me your feedback, but I'm going to go ahead and put that one down. I think it definitely explains what his intent was in calling her, trying to ask questions to find out what happened. Let me go back and get the timestamp for this when he makes the phone call. And I'm going to also get echo.
Three times. I thought that was interesting. Hey, it's Summer.
Mom is really busy. Leave a message. At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, Jennifer. This is award-winning reporter Aiden Carney calling you from Turtleboy Daily News. We got your number from the court documents. Asked you about a couple phone calls that you were making on the morning of January 29th, 2022. Particularly, wanted to know why you were calling a man named Tom Beatty 3 times. I thought that was interesting. Also, I heard that you're still going across games and going around town like you're not under serious federal investigation here. I want to know why you Googled at 2:27 in the morning, how long to die in snow. I want to know, like, what were you thinking around that time? Did that just come to your mind? Was that just on your mind all day and you decided to search for it? Want to know more about that. Also want to know why you erased that Google search. Also want to know why you then erased all of your calls, including your calls to your sister Coco at 6:07 and 6:08, both of which were answered. And I was wondering what you guys discussed. Perhaps you discussed the fact that there was a dead body outside of their house. And I'm wondering why they didn't then come outside after alerting them to that. Were they just tired? Do dead bodies often come around there? Are they just kind of numb to it at this point? That happens all the time. There's some sort of common occurrence. Also want to know, like, what's the deal with you and Brian? You seem a lot more interested in protecting him than your sister Coco. What does she feel that? A little bit strange, don't you think? So yeah, I did notice also that you're running a little fundraiser for the town lacrosse team coming up. And it's just interesting that you're kind of carrying on like none of this is happening. So are you confident you're going to get away with this? Are you nervous? Just want to hear more from you. So give me a call when you get this. Also, weird that you're using kids as your voicemail. Are you using that as some sort of thing to get people to feel bad for you because you're a mom and you don't want to be separated from your kids if you go to jail? So I don't know. Give me a call. We'll talk soon. Bye. So she didn't answer. Next up, Brian Albert. See what he's got to say.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 677770888 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press more.
Good evening, Mr. Albert. This is award-winning journalist Aiden Carney calling from Turtleboy Daily News. I want to ask you a couple questions about what happened on the night of January 28th, 2022. Want to know
0888 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Good evening, Mr. Albert. This is award-winning journalist Aiden Carney calling from Turtleboy Daily News. I want to ask you a couple questions about what happened on the night of January 28th into 29th, 2000.
All right, guys, writing some stuff down. I also saw a comment that I wanted to reread and possibly address. Hold on. Wing wrapped after his crash out last night and watching everyone rush to his aid, even when he says grotesque things about people he doesn't know, and says you can't say it about people he does. I'm out. So I'm not sure what crash out you were referring to. That's kind of how Turtleboy talks if you watch him. And I'm not sure what you're referring to as about a crash out because I didn't hear a crash out. No matter if I agree with every single thing that he's ever said about someone, that doesn't mean that I am not going to help someone who is being put on trial for something that they didn't do. So I don't have to agree with every single statement that he's made in order to, actually help someone. He's on trial and he faces 90 years. Something that every journalist does and has a right to do in this country. And so, I will help if he needs help through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes. I have a platform. I will do it. So I don't know what show you're talking about, and I'm just gonna take a wild shot in the dark that you saying that after that you're out. I'm sure you were out before that because he didn't do anything. There was no crash out. And what are you talking about? People that he doesn't know, as you can't say about people he does. I don't know if you're new here, but I've been very outspoken about Jess Machado and what I don't agree with her doing. So you must be new here because you haven't seen the other episodes I did on that because I found that gross and grotesque as well. Don't listen to Turtleboy as again, this isn't a cult. We all have minds of our own. We all speak what we believe. And let's see what your other comment was. Ask yourself, if you don't defend him, are you the next person he calls fat? See, here's the thing. I don't care if he or anyone else calls me fat. Could care less. I'm not going to attack someone based on their looks, unless they're a bad person. And then I might say something, but again, I don't have to agree with everything he ever said to know that it's complete bullshit that he's been put on trial for witness intimidation when we have a right in this country to free speech. And I could care less if he calls me fat or anyone else calls me fat. That doesn't affect me. Again, things that are said on the internet are real life. You said it's not just you, it's the entire community that wasn't about him, but was about Karen. Okay, so I'm not sure what you mean by that. Karen was wrongfully charged. Well, there was a whole movement. We were all behind Karen because she was wrongfully charged as well. And now Turtle is being charged because he was looking into that and discovering the truth. So I'm not really too sure. I don't know. If there is mods timing her out or out, don't time them out. They're more than welcome to their own opinion, and I'm happy to address it. Again, I don't have to agree with with everything that he's ever said to agree that he should not be charged for an absolute freedom of speech and the right that he has as a journalist in America. So again, I don't take orders from him. I'm very outspoken about Jess Machado and how I feel about how she's acting. I don't know if you're the bunnies and you're trying to come in here to cause division. Again, you're more than welcome to have your opinion. And like I said, to any mods, don't time the person out. But it doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you. And I will tell you I feel. That is one thing I do. If I feel it, I say it. So, that's this channel does is what I like doing. I enjoy helping people. And so, yeah, he's in need of us going through some videos, and that's why we're here. That's what we're doing. And you don't have to if you don't want to. But again, there was no crash out last night. In fact, if you listen closely to the crash out that you call, he stated again his point of view and his opinion on the current drama going on and whose side he agrees with, whose side he doesn't. And he also told the bunny that kept messaging him for absolutely no reason that they need to be put on a leash. So again, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not really making a whole lot of sense, but thank you for your comments. And we will get back to our regularly scheduled program of helping people. Again, if you're wrongfully accused, I'm interested in helping. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to play this Brian Higgins call now so I can write down notes to my timestamp on this one. All right. Thank you.
2022. Want to specifically ask, when you were called by Miss McCabe at 6:08 in the morning and you answered your phone, or perhaps your wife Coco did, why didn't you come outside when you were alerted that there was a dead body in your yard? A little bit strange. Also want to know, did you kill John O'Keefe, or was it your nephew Colin, and are you covering for him? How did your dog get downstairs and begin biting Mr. O'Keefe? Did you attempt, was it on purpose? Did you attempt to get him on? What role did Brian Higgins play in all this? Did anybody attempt to stop this from happening? And when he was knocked out, we know that he was knocked out by 12:25 going down your stairs, but accidents happen. Can I ask why you chose to leave his body outside rather than calling 911 and potentially save it? And how long did it, I guess my big question here is, when did the light bulb kind of click in your head that, oh shit, we can blame this all on Karen Reed? Was that the plan the whole time, or did that just come to you? Because that was by design. You left it right where she did the 3-point turn. So I'm just kind of wondering the thought process, like what goes into a murder like that? Like, and you know, are you nervous about covering up? Why'd you sell your house? Question. In the house for generations, almost 50 years. Why did you get rid of your dog? That's kind of a strange thing to do. 6-year-old dog, kind of weird. And what's up with the floor, the basement floor? Do you replace that? Do you do that seasonally? Is that a common thing? Did you spill some coffee down there? Let me know more about that. And who'd you hire? Was it Nick Mauritas? It was Nick Mauritas, wasn't it? Did he give you a good deal at least? I hope he did. I hope he did. So yeah, give me a call. Also heard you tried to retire the other day, but I heard it was denied. And I'd like to know more about that because I heard that you were stripped of your badge and gun. So would like to know more about this. So give me a call back when you get this. Again, this is Turtleboy calling, or you can call me Eden if you'd like, or Dr. Turtleboy prefer. Give me a call back. Bye. Okay, he didn't answer. I have that number too. Next up. I already have that one, sir. So he's actually next on my list. We're gonna call him. Let's go. Next up, Matt McCabe, husband of Jennifer McCabe. Let's see what he's up to. Yes, he did try to retire and it was denied. Will anybody pick up? That's why I wanted to know if they were watching, because if they're watching, they know I'm calling. They ain't gonna pick up.
Hello, this is Matt McCabe with Elevate Technology Solutions.
Elevate
I can't
Technology
take your call
Solutions.
right now.
Interesting.
Please leave a message and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Thank you and have a great day. At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, Mr. McCabe. My name is Eden Carney. I'm an award-winning journalist from Turtleboy News, calling to ask you some questions about what happened at 34 Fairview Avenue on the night of January 28th into 29th, 2022. I'm aware that you were in the house that night in which Boston officer John O'Keefe apparently was beaten badly and possibly killed inside the house. We don't know. I was hoping you could fill me in on that. I was wondering if he was dead before or after he was taken outside. And also, did you witness this happening? Were you involved in the beating? Did you do anything to stop it? Was there anyone in the house who was maybe saying, maybe we shouldn't do this, maybe we should call police, maybe we should call an ambulance, maybe we should do something to help this man? He's a family, he's a human being, he matters. Maybe. Were you
behind my back was calling me Porcahontas?
I've been through this. A pig eats less. Don't
involved in the decision to frame Karen Reed, a completely innocent woman? And does that keep you up at night? Does that keep you up at night over at your business there, Elevated, whatever? What's that like to witness murder and you're actively involved in covering up that murder? I'd like to know more about that, if you could please inform me. Last but not least, how do you feel about the fact that your wife seems to be cucking rather hard? Actually, that would make you the cuck, wouldn't it? For Mr. Brian Albert, your brother-in-law. It seems like she's really invested in his well-being and might be going to jail over that. Should be going to jail if the allegations are true. Does your wife often, were you guys talking earlier in the day, having a discussion about how long it would take to die in the snow, and maybe she Googled it because of that discussion? Because you guys came home after a long weekend, no, let's do some Googling. So I want to know more about that. Also, your wife was pacing up and down the stairs all night. She never went to bed that night. Were you awake for that? Were you like, did you suggest maybe come to bed, honey? Did anything like that? So just let me know. Let me know. And are you nervous? Are you nervous about going to jail yourself? Because I believe that would make you a co-conspirator, and I believe you could be charged with murder as well. Oh. Okay. Next, we got two more to call here. Next up, Coco. I don't have Colin's number. If anyone can give me that kid's number. Whew. Yeah, you know they're all messaging. Don't answer. Don't answer. Come on, just answer. Flip. If you guys flip to me, I'll save you.
Please leave your message for 788580204.
Hello, Mrs. Coco. I am Coco for The Truth over here. My name is Aiden Carney. I'm an award journalist at Turtleboy Daily News. And I want to ask you some questions about what happened at your house or outside of your house on the night of January 28th into 29th, 2022. So, specifically, I'm wondering about the phone call that your sister made to you at 6:07 and at 6:08, both of which were answered. I want to know what was discussed. Did she alert you to the dead body outside of your house? If so, why didn't you do anything to maybe go outside and, see what, were you curious? Were you curious about why there was a dead body outside your house? Because it's kind of strange not to come out. Is this a common occurrence in your neighborhood? Canton is a rough place to live. It's basically, Compton or Ecuador or whatever. Like, it's basically like that. So if you could just give me a call back, I just want to know more. And also, is it true that you filed for divorce against Brian? And is it because he's having sex with your sister? Or is it because this is some sort of financial thing in which you're trying to acquire all the assets in case the husband goes to prison? So give me a call back when you get this. Love to talk. Hi, Coco. Okay. Last one we'll call. Last phone number we have here. A certain ATF agent. Oh no, I don't have. Ooh, I got another call. Okay. All right, I'm phone numbers up the ass. Next one we're gonna call. This one might answer. This one I do have questions for. I do not suspect this person of being involved in the murder, but we'll see. This is for Carrie Roberts. Carrie Roberts was with Karen Reed and Jennifer McCabe when they discovered the body of John O'Keefe on January 29th at 6:04 a.m.
I can't take your call right now. Please leave a message after the tone. I will get back to you. At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Carrie Roberts. This is award-winning journalist Aiden Carney from Turtleboy Daily News. I'm calling you to talk about the night, or the morning rather, of January 29th, 2022, in which you ended up at the home of John O'Keefe in a car with his girlfriend, Karen Reed, and another one by the name of Jennifer McCabe. I understand that you were good friends with John O'Keefe. My condolences in that. However, I'm also under the impression that you believe that Karen Reed murdered or killed your friend. And I want to know, has your opinion changed on that based on the undeniable new evidence that she did not kill him? Do you feel bad at all for abandoning her like that? And how do you feel about being lied to by Jennifer McCabe? Or more importantly, were you in on it? That's what I'd really like to know. Were you in on the cover-up? Were you made aware of what happened? And did you agree to throw her on the bus as well? Because I'm kind of wishy-washy on your role in this. Now, I understand that you were there when you rolled up to the house and Karen Reed saw John's body, but neither of you did, even though it was in plain sight and anyone could have seen it. So I'm wondering why you didn't see it. And, I understand why Jennifer pretended she didn't see it because she was actively involved in the cover-up, but I'm wondering why you didn't see it either. So if you could please give me a call back, I'd love to know where you stand on this, and give me a buzz. We'll talk more. Bye. Okay. So we'll see what she says. I was just messing one more number. Let's call the police chief. Got her cell phone. Chief Becky.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 78176045994 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, Chief Diversity. My name is Aiden Carney. I'm an award-winning journalist from Turtleboy Daily News. I'm calling about the recent statement that you put out on Thursday night on the Canton Police Facebook page and on your personal Twitter account, in which you urge people not to continue to read our journalism, which I believe you called sensationalist. I'm wondering why you chose the word, use the word sensationalist rather than accurate and award-winning, which seemed more appropriate for the situation. So if you could give me a call back about why you're urging people in your community to trust the police, who clearly cannot be trusted, obviously, and what you're doing to restore public trust in your clearly broken police department, which no one in town should ever trust ever again, until you make amends to fix your obvious problems. Give me a call back when you do this. Bye. Okay, so she didn't answer. All right. So we'll see what happens. So let's talk about the old police chief here, Mr. Ken Berkowitz, whose Twitter account was taken down. Of course, like they're all running like rats. He took his account down shortly afterwards. So, Mr. This is Chief Berkowitz, a former chief. He was the chief when, and there's Chief Diversity there. Oh God, he was the chief when John O'Keefe died. On the night, on a week after, he was mentioned in court filings because a week after John O'Keefe was killed, he drove by the house on a hunch, which is not like a cut through street or anything like that. He had to drive by the house on February 4th, and he suddenly noticed miraculously pieces of a broken taillight that were allegedly in the road. Now, keep in mind, this street had been plowed a couple times since then. And also, the state police, the search team came in from the state police, and they didn't notice it. But this person did. This guy did, who was just on his free time, just driving around. Oh, look at that evidence. How about that? Also, the evidence is very conveniently there. It's a taillight. Wouldn't you know it? It's a taillight that aligns with Karen Reed's vehicle, which has been in the property of the state police ever since they confiscated it. Particularly Trooper John Proctor, a close friend of the family. Yikes. Yikes. So, by the way, in that wedding photo of John Proctor's sister, Jill Daniels is also in that, and so is Colin Albert. They're like, dude, come on. What the fuck's going on here? What is happening here right now? What kind of Mickey Mouse operation is going on over there? So, anyway, this guy goes by there and he finds out. Trooper Proctor would be unaccounted during the entire blah, blah, blah. The search miraculously revealed, whatever. And by the way, let's keep in mind that this on here. So the police chief's boss, although Chris Albert was not a selectman when he was the chief, so I guess that doesn't matter. But Albert's brother, Kevin Albert, is a cop. He's a can cop. Yikes. And he had been called by ATF agent Brian Higgins, who was in the house when O'Keefe was murdered, immediately after the killing. That's interesting. Like, why would he immediately go to the police station? That's so weird. He resigns in June of 2022. So a former reporter, and I'm not going to say what media outlet this former reporter worked at, only to say that he's no longer in the mainstream media and he's a straight shooter. I've been following him. He's been following me for quite some time, and he's got sources. And on February 1st, the day that Karen Reed was arrested and charged with killing her boyfriend, this reporter tweets out something to the effect of O'Keefe's body was found at the home of a Boston police officer. I'd like to point out this, too. Upon looking at the call logs that night, I think I have a copy of it here. Let me find it. There's a lot of freaking documents here. Hold on. I got the call logs here. The call logs that night. They actually list the wrong address. They list 32 Fairview Ave. 32. They put the wrong address, whoever the dispatcher was. Let me see if I got it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is, let me pull this up. I'm going to pull this up first before we get to that. It's got a funny cash app. I'll read that in a minute. So this is the incident report from that night. These are all the people involved. Reporting officer, Sergeant Sean Good. Karen Reed is involved. Okay. What else do we have here? John O'Keefe is involved. Victim. Injuries. Other major injury. Okay. Down here, Jennifer McCabe is involved. Kerry Roberts is involved. Brian Higgins is involved as a witness. And look at this. They don't even put his goddamn name. They just write B. Albert. Actually, they put it down here, so I apologize. So who's this? Oh, this is the son. That's the fucking son. Oh, I see. Okay. I also have, hold on, wrong document. Somebody sent it to me. Give me 1 sec to pull it up here. Hold on. So apparently Brian Albert is also, he sent this to me. They sent me his property in Canton. He brought the property in Canton in 1998, promised to live in it. Yet he had to live in the city for residency. He got on in 1994. He's also a shit cop who violated the residency rules. So there's that too. Because Boston police are supposed to live in the city for 10 years. You can get fired for that if they find that out. Oh, how about this? Check this. I guess I'm getting so many shit. This is posted by Berkowitz on September 6, 2022. Don't forget, today is primary voting in Massachusetts. I just voted for two people who I have worked closely with, the State Rep Bill Galvin and DA Mike Morrissey. The same Mike Morrissey who is still pressing charges on Karen Reed. How about that? These people, they all have invested in this, and they're all like voting for each other and supporting each other, and they just don't give a shit how it looks. They just don't care. Oh my God. These fucking. Oh, you want to see another cringe thing here? Look at this. Okay. Look at this. Yeah, that's a good call. So this is Jennifer McCabe, just to show how obnoxious this woman is. She writes on Joy for Joe. Hey, Emily, I paid for a woman's valet parking at NWH. She was so surprised and thankful. We told her that this was an act of kindness in memory of two amazing people, Joe and MMA, who will be forever remembered for the love. So I'm such a great person. I paid for some woman's valet. I'm such a good guy. And this poor guy, Sean Hickey, is commenting. He says, 2 months today feels like forever. I've gone to 100 times by now. The world is the same without you. You were here helping everyone you could. So I got a question for people like Sean Hickey, who's, by the way, up my ass on Twitter, saying you got, like, they are so on Karen Reed and they want her to be the villain. How do you feel now? Are you ignoring all this? Because don't for one fucking second say that you give a shit about this man if you're ignoring all this information. Okay, stop. But look who liked it. Look who loved it down here. There she is, Jennifer McCabe. Don't for one fucking second say that you give a shit about this man if you're ignoring all this information about you. Sean Hickey. She was so surprised and thankful. We told her that this was an act of kindness in memory of two amazing people, Joe and Meme, who will be forever remembered for the. So I'm such a great person. I paid for some woman's valet. I'm such a good guy. And this poor guy, Sean Hickey, is commenting. He says, 2 months today and it feels like forever. I've probably gone to text you 100 times by now. How isn't the same without you? You were here helping everyone you could. So I got a question for people like Sean Hickey, who's, by the way, up my ass on Twitter, saying you got, like, they are so set on Karen Reed and they want her to be the villain. How do you feel now? Are you ignoring all this? Because don't for one fucking second say that you give a shit about this man if you're ignoring all this information. Okay, stop. But look who liked it. Look who loved it down here. There she is, Jennifer.
All right, guys, I'm going to put that one. Do we agree? I'm putting it down the list, but tell me what you guys think. Him saying that if you don't you dare say for 1 second that if you give a shit about this guy, that this man, and you're ignoring information. I know exactly, Steve. Steven, it's typical journalism, and it's old school journalism, which unfortunately isn't done a lot, and that's why we have crap stories that aren't accurate half the time, because no one wants to put in the work to actually go around and ask people questions. You used to have that all the time. Old school journalists would go up to people, they'd stick microphones in their face, and they'd ask the tough questions. That's why this is so ridiculous. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and play it and mute myself again.
McCabe. They're already talking about impeaching him. Okay. This is the goddamn, by the way, this is outside of her house. This is outside. This is the home of Proctor in Canton. No. I don't want to get that wrong. I think that's Proctor's house. Don't get me wrong. That's Proctor's house. This is Jennifer McCabe's house. I did notice, I'm like, that looks like fucking feds right there, doesn't it? That vehicle? That looks like feds to me. This is 33 Fairview Avenue. You guys notice what's right there? This is directly across the street from the 34 Fairview. You see what's right there? See what that is called? That's called a ring camera, folks. That's a ring camera. They got it. That house has it. That ring camera existed on January 28th, 2022. They got pictures of Audi being moved outside. Did anyone look at that? Nope. Because who was in charge of this entire investigation? Oh yeah, State Trooper Michael Proctor was. And who assisted him with this investigation?
What do you guys think on that one? Him pointing out the Ring doorbell footage and said it wasn't looked at because Proctor was in the lead detective in this investigation. Give me feedback. Put a little alarm thing in the comments if you guys think I should put that one down. I got one yes. Go ahead and keep those answers coming. All right, I'll just put it. I will put it down, but y'all feel free to tell me what you are thinking.
Investigation. The Polish guy there, whatever his February 28th, 2000. Look who loved it down here. That looks like feds to me. This is 3 Fairview Avenue. You guys notice what's right there? This is directly across the street from Fairview. You see what's right there? See what that thing is called? It's called a ring camera, folks. That's a ring camera. They got it. That ring camera existed on January 28th, 2022. They got pictures of a body being moved outside. Video. Did anyone see that? No. Because who was in charge of this entire investigation? Oh yeah. State Trooper Michael Proctor was. And who assisted him with this investigation? The Polish guy there, generic, whatever his. That guy. And who did he donate money to? Oh yeah, Michael Morrissey. Dude. You know who's not? Like they're all in the same clique. They're all in the same circle of power. Who's not in that circle of power? Karen Reed. She's just a regular civilian who, works for a living, minded her own goddamn business, but she had to go. She was expendable to them. She didn't need to be covered for. No secrets that need to be covered for. So let's go back to this. I'm going to turtle chats. Let's go back to Ken Berkowitz. So Ken Berkowitz messages the reporter who mentioned the fact, which no one else is mentioning when it's being written, that John Keith's body was at a police officer's house. That's all. Boston Police Sergeant. And what does Ken Berkowitz do? He's on Twitter. He follows this guy, and he's like, "I'm going to message him, and I'm going to say, can you call me, please?" Okay. Now, I don't know the phone log. But according to this reporter, when this happened, I wasn't working in the news any longer, just tweeting news stories. I tweeted about O'Keefe's death, essentially saying this is the house where he was found. Online property records show it's located at and owned by Ryan Albert, the veteran Boston cop who appeared in this stupid show. And Berkowitz gives him the DM, "Can you call me, please?" Berkowitz knows that this man has a status as a reporter and allegedly requested that he censor his report to protect the reporter. Quote, "I called him a half hour later. He asked me to take the tweet down. He said, Brian Albert is a friend, a pillar of the community. He didn't deserve to have his name smeared. I didn't want to deal with his bullshit, so I said, okay, hung up and deleted the tweet." Here's a screenshot showing that Berkowitz called. He called Berkowitz at that number on February 1st, and they talked for 2 minutes. So this is relevant because this is 12:42. The Boston police announced at 9 o'clock that Karen Reed is charged. This dude asked, this is a blatant First Amendment violation. Why are you policing reporting? Since when is that your job to mention that? Like, oh, we don't need to smear Brian Albert. That's what you're doing? Fuck this guy too. Ken Berkowitz. You deserve to be in jail too, you crook. You freaking crook. You criminal. All these people are your criminals. Because you're a badge, you think you're not a criminal? No, you're a mobster. That's what you are. You've completely destroyed people's faith in the institution of policing. How can anyone trust the police after this? The harm that you've done to our whole society, because of your involvement in silent, accurate reporting about this. It was a police officer's house, and that does fucking matter. Sorry, pillar of the community, my fucking ass. And so he tweets this out later on that day. Our hearts are heavy along with our brothers and sisters. And by the way, of course, he took his Twitter down. You have completely destroyed people's faith in the institution of policing. How can anyone trust the police after this? The harm that you've done to our whole society, because of your involvement in silencing accurate reporting about this. It was a police officer. You freaking.
All right. Yeah, sorry guys, I didn't mute it. I'm sorry. So this is a big one right here, I feel like. Because he states that they are trying to silence accurate reporting. I am going to go, let's see. I am going to mute it, and that way we can continue from here. I can take note, and then we can keep going. Sorry about that. I forgot to mute myself. That was why the echo was there. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I forget.
Crook, you criminal. That's all these people are. You're criminals. Because you wear a badge, you think you're not a criminal? No, you're a mobster. That's what you are. You have completely destroyed people's faith in the institution of policing. How can anyone trust the police after this? I mean, the harm that you've done to our whole society, because of your involvement in silencing accurate reporting about this. It was a police officer's house, and that does fucking matter. Sorry. Pillar of the community, my fucking ass. And so he tweets us out later on that day. Our hearts are heavy along with our brothers and sisters. And by the way, of course, he took his Twitter down like the coward that he is. These people are all cowards. That Boston police officer, John O'Keefe, was the epitome of a police officer and a deep person. And the town mourns his loss. May his memory always be a blessing. And the Boston Police Department tweets a message from Superintendent-in-Chief Gregory Long, arrest made in connection of the death. And they actually said in their posting, like they blame, like the person responsible for killing him has been arrested. I'm sorry, but Boston police on this one too. Fuck Boston police. Would been this, like, oh yeah, like would they have been so willing to accept this fairy tale if John O'Keefe wasn't found at the home of Brian Albert? No. Brian was higher up on pole. Brian Albert was a sergeant. John O'Keefe wasn't. Brian Albert was on TV.
Rumble Cloud. Freedom, our promise. Break free from big tech's grip.
John O'Keefe wasn't. Brian Albert knew the right people. John O'Keefe didn't. That's how politics works in a department. A big one like Boston. And why is the Boston Police Department like? What happened to the thin blue line? One of your own got murdered. A cop got fucking murdered. I remember when Ron Tarantino died. I remember when Sean Gannon was killed. I remember when Michael Chestnut was killed. And I remember how saddened Weymouth police officers were, and Yarmouth police officers were, and Auburn police officers were. And how they had, like, the funerals for those terrible. And those guys got great funerals and great deaths, as they should, because they died heroes. And that's the way every cop should be treated when they're murdered. And that's the way every police department should honor one of their own when they're fallen. Why wasn't John O'Keefe given that? You didn't give a shit. Don't tell me the entire fucking Boston Police Department accepted the fairy tale that Karen this. No, fuck them too. Fuck Boston Police for covering this shit up too. They can all suck a dick. All these fucking asshole fake cops. That's what you are. If you're involved in this and you said fucking nothing and you went online, you're not a cop. You're about as much of a cop as Genduso was. You're a fake cop. That's what you are. You're a fucking disgrace to your badge, and you should take off your fucking uniform and never work again. Seriously. What the fuck is wrong with these corrupt pieces of shit? Oh, Turtleboy, you better get your permit. You think I'm scared of these motherfuckers? These are fucking cowards. And what do you do when you like to take their fucking Twitter accounts down? You have no reason to be scared of these thugs. Thugs. Getting more messages here. Call Ken Berkowitz. See what he's up to. No, I'm not going to relax.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 78176045994 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, former police chief Ken Berkowitz. This is award-winning journalist Eden Carney calling from Turtleboy Daily News. I want to ask you some questions about why you messaged a reporter who shall go unnamed for now on the day of February 1st at 12:29 p.m. to ask him to remove a tweet that mentioned your friend Brian Albert, the fact that a dead body of a Boston police officer was discovered outside of that house. Why did you think it was? Do you think there's any First Amendment implications here? If a town official, a police officer, chief, putting pressure on a reporter to stop reporting accurate information. Also want to know, on the day of February 4th, what made you decide to just go by the scene of a crime that you had already been solved? And how did you see that piece of taillight from a moving vehicle? Did your friend, who shall go unnamed for now, on the day of February 1st at 12:29.
All right, guys. Hi, Leah. Did you pick the stream at random or the one in the cortex? No. So what happened is, this stream is from 2023. So basically we have so many years, 3 years to go through. And TB is having to do that. So he asked for, Odo, I paused it. I'm on the same length as you. He asked for some help and wanting, if people wanted to help, they could go through stream, look for where he states intent, because he states it throughout all of his presentations of what he's doing. He's trying to get to the bottom of the truth, all of that. So Kazi decided he would start a group chat with a lot of the content creators and people who wanted to help. And I think the other Mary B made the spreadsheet. So we have this system going, and we're all going to chunk of the lives and go through them and look for intent, write down timestamps and notes so that TB and attorney can go through them and see if they want to, if they find that, if they find that helpful to the case. So basically, we're just trying to take some of the weight of him looking through 3 years of 2 shows a week. So, you know, and so that's what we're doing. We were live streaming one tonight and we're pausing. And apparently we picked a good one because there's a lot of timestamps of him stating his intent of him wanting to get to the bottom of the truth and why he's wanting to get to the bottom of the truth, because things aren't adding up and what those things are. So that's what we are doing. So we just found one here, him talking first and he made a call to Berkey. So I'm going to rewind this and we'll listen to it again. I will take notes and jot down the timestamp here so he can have that. And thank you for being here. I'm going to mute myself so we can go over this again.
Berkowitz, this is award-winning journalist, Eden calling for Turtleboy Daily News. I want to ask you some questions about why you messaged a reporter who shall go unnamed from now on the day of February 1st at 12:29 p.m. to ask him to remove it. Mentioned your friend Brian Albert and the fact that a dead body of a Boston police officer was discovered outside of that house. Why did you think it was? Do you think there's any First Amendment implications here of a town official, a police officer, a chief asking and putting pressure on a reporter to stop reporting accurate information? Also, want to know, on the day of February 4th. What made you decide to just go by the scene of a crime that you believe had already been solved? And how did you see that piece of taillight from a moving vehicle? Did you think it was odd that the plows missed it and 3 search teams prior to that missed it? Just wondering if you thought that was odd from your years of policing. And, are you protecting people in this case? Why are you so interested in protecting Brian Albert, knowing that he seems to have been involved in a murder of a police officer? Do you protect police officers? Do you care about dead cops? I mean, as a police chief, are you at all, I don't know, feel bad for him? Doesn't seem like you do. So give me a call back when you get this. We'll talk. Bye. Okay. So let's talk about Berkey a little more. So there he is with Brian Albert's brother, who of course he's going to want to protect. And, like I said, the police chief puts out this garbage. So here's the new chief diversity, chief equity, Helena Rafferty. Wait, Becky? I thought her name was Becky. Who did I call? Who's Becky? I don't know who I called before. Okay. And of course, her statement, and we discussed this on Thursday during the stream. We read this part of the stuff about her statement was she urged people to be patient, and that members of the Canton Police Department have read and watched some sensational accounts. That's me. So my reporter is saying is sensational. You can't trust it. Sensational, of course, is defined as how do we define sensational here? Let's see. Basically, it's made up. It's not accurate. It's tabloid journalism. So she's trying to do that. And so she's basically saying, so first of all, there's nothing sensational about my reporting. It's all backed up by evidence, facts, statements, etc. And why aren't you worried about that? That doesn't bother you at all? That a murder happened in your town. You weren't even the police chief, so you don't have to take the rap on that one. That was the administration. The new administration, we're going to clean shit up around here. But no, you seem to be protecting the old administration. And so I'm wondering why that is. Why are you so invested in protecting Berkowitz and other people and Albert and all these people in your town? Why are you doing that? And why are you telling people not to read? What do you find sensational about it? The court records? Is that the sensational part? The logic? Let's keep in mind just for a moment that there's half a dozen murderers walking around Canton every day. It happened. You murder once, you can murder again. It takes a lot to kill a person. These people have no morals or integrity, and they're dangerous. They will kill again. Absolutely, they will. Are you at all worried about that? You're in charge of safety in your town. Who is safe? Why aren't you doing? Why aren't you at least putting out some sort of statement? We're investigating this more. Or how about this? If you have any further evidence in this, feel free to come forward. Instead, she's like, no, things are fine. Just wait for court. This will all play out in court. We can trust the courts, right? Yeah, they fucked this one up. And she says that, she basically says, we can't talk about it. Now let me go talk about it. I'm ethically constrained from talking about it, but I'm going to talk about it. Seems to be a contradiction there. Also, this whole idea that the defense attorneys can make shit up and talk, but the other lawyers can't because of ethics. We looked up the rules on that. There's no Massachusetts ethic laws. Does it say anything about defense attorneys being able to talk, but prosecutors not being able to talk? Oh, we're all fucking on. We are going everywhere. We're knocking on doors. Thursday, I think it's a Thursday, whatever May 3rd is. It's gonna be a fun day. That's why you need to hit the notification, because we are going to be doing some streams. Now, I only get to do 3 streams in one day, so you're gonna want to follow Clarence Woods Emerson on Facebook too, because I might stream on there. I don't know. So the nation should just bullshit one day. So you're gonna want to fence ethics. We looked up the rules on that. There's nowhere in the Massachusetts ethic laws does it say anything about defense attorneys being able to talk, but prosecutors not being able to talk. Oh, we're auditing the fuck out of this.
Okay. So I went and flagged that one. I am putting the timestamp for that one stating that they're going to be auditing the shit out of the town. So why would they be auditing the town? That costs time and money unless he truly believed that there was corruption going on. So he'd be doing that. That proves he had intent to get to the bottom of it and show that show what was really going on by the money. All right, I'm gonna pause myself again and get back to it.
This town, we are going everywhere. We're knocking on doors. Thursday, I think it's a Thursday, whatever May 3rd is. It's gonna be a fun day. You know what? That's why you need to hit that notification bell because we are going to be doing streams. Now, I only get to do 3 streams in one day, so you're gonna want to click with Emerson on Facebook too because I might stream on there. I don't know. So this whole patience shit is bullshit. Now, this woman, I want to talk about this woman, another shady one. So Karen, or whatever, Jen McCabe is going around, going to lacrosse games. I talked to a witness who described it as her minions. Call her Queen Bee. They describe her as a narcissist. A narcissist. And any who's not getting in line, they're going after. I think one of those people's Tom B that they're going after too, from my understanding of it. He's not getting in line, like Terry Roberts is. She got in line. You are Team Alberts or you are Team Karen in their mind. And you got to pick a side. This woman is clearly Team Alberts, protecting the murder. Her name is Meg Kennedy. We're going to name and shame her right now. She is a guidance counselor at Stoughton High School, and she owns her own mental health treatment. I don't know. But she messages me this. Now, she followed me on Twitter, and she messages me at 7:43 before I publish a blog. Again, this is now 2 people who have messaged me before the blog was written and tried to get me to stop writing it when I announced that I was looking into this. Like, they're actively involved in covering this up. And she says, the defense is creating reasonable doubt, which is literally their job, but releasing false in the media. And there are people that chose to say in her nothing was false. Okay. People that chose to say in her social circle and are choosing to spread this narrative. Truthful during the trial. However, not before ruining innocent people's lives. How would their lives be ruined? By pointing out facts. Again, you, Meg Kennedy, I know you're watching this, Meg Kennedy. We're not done with you yet. You are a piece of shit. You should never be around children. You are actively going out of your way and using your position of authority to protect murderers. Don't forget murderers. People who murdered John O'Keefe in cold blood and left him to die on the road. And you know they fucking did that. You know they did that. And what are you doing? Protecting them, you filthy, disgusting piece of shit. Fuck you, Meg Kennedy. Burn in hell. That's what I think of you. But she followed me. So she's like one of these people to be like, she knows the power of the pen. She knows what happens when I'm going to write about this. So she wants to stop it. Please don't feed into the defense strategy. The other side can't defend themselves without compromising their case. What the fuck does that mean? All they have to do is just show like that none of this happened.
I've been taking Digesticare for 3.5 years. It's a wonderful product. It has greatly improved.
And Albert, show your phone. There's a lot you could do to exonerate yourself if you were not guilty. The O'Keefe family is hurting enough. Enough with the hiding behind the O'Keefe family hurting, okay? Yeah, that might matter if Aaron Reed wasn't being lynched. We're trying to stop lynching here, folks. The lies are directly hurting the kids. Oh, there she goes, hiding behind the kids. Blows my mind that lawyers completely make up stories in court documents while they're not made up. In communicating with the O'Keefe family and the witnesses, it doesn't seem like you contacted anyone. So she's already on the phone. So she messages me at 7:43. By 8:11, less than half an hour later, she has already contacted members of the O'Keefe family and quote unquote witnesses, aka the Alberts and company aides. And she's like, "Did Turtleboy call you?" And they're like, "No." She's like, "Oh, you didn't call them." "No, I didn't call them to get your bullshit false narrative. You're right. You've already had your say." And the witnesses, it doesn't seem like you contacted anyone. Unless you know the family's involved and live in Canton, you cannot possibly imagine how absurd these. So guys, you have only can you be a townie? Seriously, can you be a bigger townie piece of shit? You don't live in Canton and you don't even know the family. That's a good defense. Yeah, stick with that one. Well, you don't even know you're not even. She's not even from here. Yeah, well, I'm not fucking stupid. So there's that. I might not be from Canton, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. How absurd these new unfounded allegations are. I'm praying you do not buy this police cover-up Lifetime movie nonsense. Oh, Lifetime movie, Netflix, the whole deal. And I go, do you feel dumb now after reading the blog? Stop simping for murderers. Nope, not at all. I know the real story, and so does the family. I go, what's that? I'm not at liberty to say. She can't tell us. She can't tell us the real story. Well, I thought the real story is Karen Reed ran her over the car. I thought that was the real story. Can you explain the 227 Google search? Can you do that? Just know that the O'Keefe family knows Karen is guilty. See, that's the most important part to them, is like making sure the O'Keefe family stays in their corner. That matters to them more than anything. I pray. I don't know where the O'Keefe family stands on this. I know where their stupid cousin stands, but I don't know where his brother stands and where his mother stands. If I were them, I know they're not stupid now. You have to be stupid to believe that Karen, you have to be willfully retarded to believe that Karen Reed killed this fucking guy. Like, come on. I don't think they're stupid. I think they know the truth. And they are trying to protect. Again, this woman worked at the Stoughton Public Schools for 21 years. Dude, they all look the same, huh? They all look the same. A lot of boxed wine. A lot of boxed wine going around in Canton. So, anyway, do we have any more aspects of this that we haven't covered? I feel like we've gotten so much. Let me call. I don't want to. They're not going to answer. I was going to call Brian Higgins, but I feel like we've done the whole caller thing here. Oh, and by the way, this cunt too. I mean, be more insensitive. So Michael Proctor's wife, the guy that helped them cover for this, and I don't know how this guy's still a state cop, is going around laughing emojis at people who are suggesting Karen Reed might not have killed him and doing angry emojis at people. She has taken down her Facebook as well. Yeah. You married a shitbag. You married a shitbag there. I got it. You got to stick by your man. We get it. We get it. I mean, stop. I mean, the audacity of these people to publicly doing this shit. So let me read a couple donos here. We got some turtle cats. Start right here. We got Kathleen sends 10 and says, I think the announced they have dropped the charges on Monday. No, I don't think that. I don't think that at all. I think they're not going to do that at all. As a matter of fact, people with Norfolk County District Attorney's Office should be concerned about a mole that I might be in touch with. And I got text messages from this mole in the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, and I know what your strategy is for your court. I know already what you're planning on saying on May 3rd. I got that. And all they're planning to address, they're not going to even address the Google. So they don't even have a plan for that. Now think about it. You're watching this, Michael Morrissey, right now, and you're watching this, Mr. Lally. You might want to think, how does he know this? Who is he speaking to in our office? And I am talking to someone. I might be talking to more than one person, but I'm talking to people in your office, and I know what your strategy is going to be, and it's not going to work. You need to come up with something better than that. Or maybe just do the right thing and drop the fucking case, because you're making fools of yourselves, and no one will ever trust your office again after this. Ever. I got jury duty on April 27th. I think that's Thursday this week, dude. First of all, I'm going to be out of there so fast, because I'm just going to be like, does anybody worry they can't be fair and impartial? Yep. Why can't you be? Because I don't trust any of you motherfuckers. If you put me in a jury, I'm going to say not guilty no matter what. Because I just assume that every district attorney office in the state, I have the most corrupt district attorney, Joe Early, the guy behind Troopergate, for fuck's sake. I don't trust you motherfuckers. So just on principle alone, not guilty. I'm going to be out of there by 10 o'clock, I think. So anyway, next turtle chat is from Jay. Says, TB, great work from Brownie's Sofa Sleuths. Well, thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. Galama Suze, holy cow, she must have won the pony. She sends $2 and she says, thanks for all that you do. My pleasure, Suzanne. I appreciate that. Galama Suze. Very generous to you. Kara sends $20 and says, non-Karens for Karen. Hashtag Karen. Absolutely. Coming from Naples, Maine. Thank you, Kara. I appreciate that. Maggie sends 20 and says, I can't get enough of the story. How does it feel to be the person to save an innocent woman from going to prison and taking down all these monsters? Now, I appreciate that, but I can't take credit for that because her attorneys really the ones that led the charge, Alan Jackson. And I always forgot this guy's, I forgot it. Ayeti. Fuck, say his last name. See, this shows I'm not even fucking talking to them. Right? I can't even say the guy's name. But they're the ones who really seem passionate about, a lot of guilty people all the time. It's rare when they get an innocent one. And so they are really, I certainly think I'm helping here spread awareness about this, but I appreciate that. Next one says, but I will feel really good when Brian Albert and they're finally arrested. Susan sends $5, says, have followed you for years, but this is truly amazing. Love everything you're doing. When these people are all in jail and have more time, I'd love for you to help convince my HC junior into not becoming an HC history teacher in Worcester. I was a teacher. I don't tell people not to become a teacher. But I wouldn't do it again. I mean, it was nice. I like being a teacher. It was cool, but I like what I'm doing more. Although I was a teacher for 11 years because it taught me a lot about interacting with teenagers and just the world and how the system works. You learn a lot about the system when you work in the system. Like that way. I appreciate that. Next up, Billy sends 50 and says, haven't missed a blog in years. Wish I could give more, bro. You're good, dude. Thank you very much for the donation. It's graciously appreciated. Martha, $25 says, this is all the makings of an Anne Rule type true crime book. Maybe you'll be adding best-selling author to your resume. We'll see. I already am a best-selling author. Read my book on Amazon called I Am Turtleboy. Christine sends 25 and says, turned a night out with my friends to watch. You saved me $100. Just heard they can't deny retirement. Are you sure? I'm not 100% positive his gun in his badge weekend. That's just what I'm being told. But we'll see. Christine sends 25 and says, thank you for my Saturday night entertainment. I already got that one. So thank you very much for that one. Also on the Cash App here, got a couple caps. Got to read off here. We got Justin Green sends 25. It says, great job. Hope Joe Rogan will interview you. Wouldn't that be fucking cool? There's a couple I'd like to speak with. You know, first of all, Elon should be following us at this point. We're right up Elon's alley, aren't we? But he's maybe above our pay grade slightly. But maybe Rogan. I mean, they've been on Timcast. I was on Gavin McInnes last week. Both of them are regularly on Joe Rogan. So we'll see. New year, you know, year of the turtle. We have 7 Pounder sends $5 for Ian who steals the story in 3 days. $50. Thank you from Rich R for Chalathan therapy for the officers involved. That's a little inside joke from Mike Fucci, folks. Yeah, Chalathan therapy. Great. Appreciate that, Rich R. Ernest sends $50. Says, you deal with more assholes than toilet paper. I really do. And AM sends $15 and says, keep it up. Number one. I appreciate that. So if anyone else would like to donate, you can. Yannetti. I apologize. Somebody just sent me it's pronounced Yannetti. But yeah. So if anyone else would like to donate, the Cash App is $Turtleboy, or you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat. Donate whatever amount of money you want. I will read your message out to Classroom. So I feel like that's kind of all. You know, we'll see. Oh, I haven't even gotten into the Chris. I'll give you a quick preview of what we got going on Chris next. Okay, Chris Albert. Let me see if I got this thing, dude. You want to see something fucking crazy about this guy? Check out this document. So first of all, Chris Albert killed someone. Start with this. Can't deny charges related to Route 95 hit and run death. A Canton, Mass man was arraigned in district court yesterday on charges stemming from a hit and run accident on Route 95 early. On a hit and run accident on Route 95 early Saturday that killed a Hungarian national enrolled at Johnson, Wales. Christopher Albert, 2 of Canton, surrendered to state police Sunday morning, about 30 hours after the accident that killed Peter. I'm not even going to try to say that. He was going southbound, just south of Route 123 at 3 a.m. when his car was struck in the rear by a small white car and careened into the concrete median divider. The other car did not stop. He was pronounced dead about 2 hours later in Rhode Island Hospital. Passengers in his car were treated for the same minor injuries and was released. He was not using his seatbelt. Albert was accompanied by a lawyer, surrendered by the state police barracks in Fox at 9:30 on Sunday. He directed investigators to a place in Cumberland where investigators found his 1991 white Chevy Lumina. District Court yesterday, Albert pleaded not guilty to charges of leaving the scene of an accident, death resulting, motor vehicle homicide, negligent operation, how ironic, and motor vehicle homicide by reckless operation. Judge John Dolan freed him on $100,000 bail pending a pretrial conference. So there you go. He was charged with that. There's Chris Albert right there. There's his wife.
Hashtag Rumble takeover in the chat.
There's his son Colin. There's Brian Albert. There's the idiot Tim Albert. There's him with his son. And by the way, let's check out this other court document. Now this is crazy. There's more. Oh, there's more. Of course, there's always more with these people. So this is a mindfuck. So Lalapito and all versus Lamb, who I believe is involved in the investigation. He's still a Canton police officer or detective. I'm not sure. So check out this one. All right, statement of facts. In the early morning hours of August 31st, 2002, Mark Lapalato was beaten and bitten by the defendant, Michael Lank, a police officer. Just before the assault, the defendant had been drinking at a little bar. After activating himself as a police officer, he intervened in a conversation between the plaintiffs and several of his childhood friends. He stated he was a police officer and physically inserted himself in the parties. When Lapalito told him to get out of the way, Lank, the cop, sucker punched Lapalato, wrestled him to the ground, and bit him on the arm. Defendant officers and Nix were present. Defendant Nix handcuffed Lapalato at the defendant's request and placed him in the back of a police cruiser. Defendants Nix and Lane pulled the defendant Lank away from Lapalato. When Lapalato asked the defendant officer Lane if he saw what happened, defendant Lane said, "Get the fuck out of here before I arrest you." Following the officer's orders, Lapalato left. He sustained a black eye and bruising. His arm was wounded with a bite mark. Defendant Lank then approached the police cruiser where Lapalato was being held and asked, "Who's your buddy?" Lank stated, "I'm going to make you miserable," and spit in Lapalato's face. The next day, Lapalato went to the police station to make a complaint against the involved officers. He asked to speak with the lieutenant or captain and was told to come back Monday. He left his phone number. On the following Monday, Lapalato went to the station to make a complaint. He spoke with the sergeant, showed him his bite mark, described the officer's conduct. The sergeant told him he would get back to him. On the following Tuesday, Alfredo Lapalato called the department and made another verbal complaint and stated that he would come in and speak with someone that he wanted to. The officer with whom he spoke stated that she would look into it and get back to him. That evening, someone from the department called Alfredo Lapalato, stated she would look into the complaint. To this day, neither Mark nor Alfredo Lapalato has heard anything further from the Canton Police Department regarding an investigation into their complaints. Here we go. Instead, several days after making the complaint about both Mark and Alfredo received a summons to appear in Stoughton District Court on charges of assault and battery on a police officer. Now, again, this is a lawsuit. This is their version of it. They say that they're basically being charged with assault and battery when they were the victims of assault and battery by a police officer. It's better. On the evening of February 6, 2023, while the charges out of the August incident were pending, Mark and Alfredo Lapalato went to a mobile station in Canton. Their other brother, Chris Lapalato, and several other individuals were waiting for them in a vehicle outside. Defendant entered the store and asked Mark Lapalato how he was doing. He replied, "Not so good. You attacked me, and I'm the one who's going to court." Mark and Alfredo went outside to get in the vehicle. Defendant Lank then ordered Mark Lapalato to get into his cruiser. While in the cruiser, defendant Lank asked, "Can we talk about this now?" When Mark did not reply, defendant Lank placed him under arrest again and instructed another officer to take him to the police station. Lapalato was booked and held at the police station. He was released at 3 a.m. and arraigned the next morning on new charges of threatening and disorderly conduct. After a 3-day jury trial, the Lapalato brothers were found not guilty. All the charges arising out of the February 6th incident were dismissed. Since the incident, the Lapalatos have been pulled over repeatedly for motor vehicle citations in Canton. Now, the defendants. The defendants expect the video evidence to show that on August 31st, 2002, Lank worked a 12 to 8 shift on August 30th, then worked a detail from 8 to 4. He went home for a period of time, then went to a friend's house to attend a wake. He left the friend's house and went to Centerfolds, hit up the strip club. This is Lank. He arrived there at 10:30 to 11. He stayed there until closing time, consuming 4 or 5 beers. While leaving the restaurant, he was asked by the owner, look at his last name, Jim Maranthus. Same last name, I believe, or it could be one letter off, as the carpet guy. So they own Centerfolds, the strip club. He was asked by the owner to drive another patron home. He got into his truck and was about to leave Centerfolds, the strip club, when Chris Albert approached him. Mr. Albert was with his wife, Julie, at the strip club. Of course he was. And indicated that he had just got into a fight with Mark Lapalato and that Mark had made threats against him. Officer Lank observed Mr. Albert's hand to be swollen from getting in a fight, meaning he punched someone. So this is Colin Albert's dad going to the strip club with his wife for a date night, obviously, and getting in a fight with some guys named Mark Lapalato, who seemed to not be favorited, not very well liked by the Canton Police Department for whatever reason. So this is Chris Albert's involved in this. While speaking with them, Officer Lank noticed a group of men coming down the street. Mr. Albert backed away and said it was Mark and his brother coming down the street. Officer Lank exited his truck and walked towards the Lapalatos. He identified himself as a cop, told him there would be no more fighting. The plaintiff said they did not care if he was a police officer. Lank held up his hands and got in between both groups. Mark and Alfredo began to slap at his hands and grab to push him. Officer Lank held on to Mark until they separated. Mark then punched Officer Lank, striking him in the left ear. Officer Lank returned a blow and began to wrestle and trade blows. He felt someone hitting him on the back of the head. See Alfredo next to him. So basically, this guy isn't like, dude, I don't know what to think of that. But all these people do is get in fights, party, and have orgies. That's what it sounds like. And occasionally kill someone. It runs in the family, apparently. So I keep getting so many messages. I'm not going to call Mike Lank. I don't really need to go down that rabbit hole. Also, I'm getting messages that, so Michael Lank, oh, how about this? Michael Lank, as luck would have it, was the first cop at the crime scene to find the body. You sure it was Lank? I thought I saw another name in there. It was definitely Lank. It was the first cop at the crime scene to find that body. They know who lives at that house. He went into the house alone and he went in the house. Lank went into the house alone and didn't report any observations of the interior. He is also close friends with the Alberts and Carrie Roberts. Lank was also not on duty on January 29th, but was the first officer on the scene. Nonetheless, dude, this is the shadiest fucking story ever. So John was on the left-hand side of the house, the hydrant. Fuck, that make any sense? Because Karen, wouldn't she have dropped him off in the driveway? That's weird. So he did a 3-point turn, right? Whatever. Wow. So this is all very crazy, man. Megan Mahoney, by the way, sent the Cash App $20. Says no message, but thank you. Caroline Fort sends $10 and says, for great reporting on this, get some rest. I got some rest last night. I'm good. I'm caught up. We also got another dono from Meredith, sends $5. Says happy birthday, Richie Jello from Andrew Spitty. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay. All right. So does anyone have any questions or anything they want to talk about? Sorry we didn't get to the Boston Marathon story out of Newton. We get it. Those people suck. They lied. Don't shoot confetti guns into the air on the 10-year anniversary of the Boston Marathon terror attack. Maybe don't do that. If you're going to go cheer people on, great. Play music, have a good time. Don't jump in the middle of the street and obstruct runners. Don't do that. Don't shoot confetti in the air on a rainy day when people are slipping going up Heartbreak Hill on the top of the hardest part of the marathon. And just because some of your members are people of color doesn't mean you're automatically a victim. It means you're an asshole. Stop being an asshole. That's my take on the thing. Okay. Good and Link were the first. That's right. Centerfield was the previous name of the waterfall bar. Oh, so it wasn't Center Falls. Oh, they were in Providence. That they were all getting lap dances. All right. Any name for that chick calling? No, we're pretty close. I believe her name is Victoria Haskins. And while I was calling, making all those calls, I was getting calls from a block number. I'm guessing that was her. Victoria Haskins, just understand this. We're going to get you. Victoria Haskins, for those of you unfamiliar, last Wednesday afternoon, she made a false 911 call to the Holden Police Department and said that I had a gun in my mouth. They sent armed police officers to my house under the assumption that I was carrying a gun around in front of my children, threatening to kill myself. That's illegal. We're going to get you, Victoria. Just understand that. We're going to get you. All right. Anybody else have any other questions? 100% Victoria Nicole Haskins, originally from Cranston, Rhode Island. We're going to get you. Just understand that. Okay. Colin Albert's got a question. Knuckles Albert. Are you coming at me because you got bullied back in the day? Okay. Nope. Coming at you because I'm just looking for the truth. Will I be your baby's daddy? No, that's, I hate the fandom, but I think I'm good. I have 2 kids. I'm perfectly happy with them. We'll keep it that way. Thank you for the offer. It's very nice of you. Any new info on Colin Albert? Nope, nothing. We'll see. What street did he live on? 34. We don't know where he lives now, though. Haskins with an I, not an E. Haskins. So yeah, just a reminder to Zachary Martin, Mr. Tonic and Sales out there. Yesterday in Leominster District Court, I was granted an order against him because he also called police. He did it at 2 a.m. and said that I was threatening to kill myself, and he sent police officers to my house, and they flashed flashlights all throughout my house and scared the shit out of us. And I knew the attacking cop. I grabbed a weapon to hit the cop with. I didn't know who it was. I thought it was burglar banging on my door. And I'm getting the court audio for that. I won. He lost. And Tonic, what do I say now? Don't ever fucking contact me again. Don't even think about it. Don't mention my name. If I go on a panel, you leave. I don't even want to see you in the same chat room. See ya. Anyone else have questions? I'm going to try to read as much as I can. Chris Keating sends $10 on Cash App and says, Turtle Boy's everywhere. The haters.
I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis when I was 22. That was in 2002. So I've had this disease.
Ain't never there. Goddamn right about that. Goddamn right about that. Okay. Alrighty. Anyone else have any other questions before we call it a night? Are you going to talk about tonight's arrest? Who was arrested tonight? Mafia, at least. Your door knock audits are going to end up on Netflix. Don't wear the shirt. Why did she not go in the house? Who's she? The guy's floor. I don't know. Is it servicing Falmouth? I don't know. All right. Anyone else have more questions before we call it a night? Can I avoid jury duty by being a fan? Probably. I don't think I'm going to be a horrible. I mean, I could be fair and impartial, I think. But I don't know. And I wouldn't mind being on a jury. I think it's cool to be on a jury. It's one of the best parts about being an American is, doing your civic duty like that. But I don't think I could be fair and impartial, to be perfectly honest with you. If you don't have a Cash App, you click on the thing above for Turtle Chat. We're going to get her. We're going to get her. Yeah, I know we didn't talk about the marathon, but I did a brief little thing there. I don't want to get up all night with. I don't think that's the real Colin. I'm guessing not. Kate's who's Kate? I don't even know who that is. I don't know any Kate's. That's my take on that. That's an irrelevant person. We're out here solving murders and shit. Nothing they say matters. Ratchet Madness will be back. So I delayed Ratchet Madness for a week because of this shit. I promise we'll have Ratchet Madness back soon. Do you expect Reed's defense team to reach out to you if they haven't already? Welcome to, but I'm assuming that they would like to not be attached. You know what I mean? I'll be honest. I've reached out to Karen. I've tried to friend request her. attempt was denied. So what I take from that is that Kara Reed wants to do this the right way, does not want to be associated with me. And I respect that completely. I think when this is all done, I think we can all sit down and have a conversation. But I think they're doing it the right way by doing it, being independent about this. God, nothing. Jeez Louise. How do you go from? Oh God. Okay. No, Jamie. I know you're not this, but the reason our numbers have drastically increased, obviously recently, is because it's a major story recovering, and it corresponds directly. It's proportional to the amount of views that we're getting on the blog. So there's that. Once the story dies out, if the story ever dies, I'm sure the views will fall a little bit. But hopefully we get some new. I'm sure a lot of you guys are new here. Stick around. We do stuff like this a lot. This is the first story.
Little did he know.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't you have a Venmo? I'm banned from using Venmo. When you get banned from PayPal, which I am banned from PayPal since 2020, you automatically get banned on Venmo too. And I like Cash App. Cash App's dope. Download Cash App. It's great. Okay. All right, guys. So you know what? I'm just going to call it a night. I'm a little tired from this, but great show. Thank you guys all for joining. I appreciate all the turtle chats and everything. And again, if you have any more information on this, keep it coming, baby, because we're going to have more and more coming through. And stay tuned on that. All right. Peace, Turtle Riders. Love you all.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I finished one episode. You guys were awesome. You guys were alert and helped big time. So that's amazing. We have a lot to go. So we may do another stream this week. It just kind of depends on my schedule and if I have a few hours in the day. Hold on, let me take that down. Okay. Yeah, so we'll try to do this. Again, if you are someone who wants to help, I'm not exactly sure I would say message Kazi or at least tweet at him or something, because he has the spreadsheet, as well as the other Mary B. We're trying to do it in a manner where we're not watching all multi-streams. When you just in the instance of like searching for someone, you want to make sure you write that down and put it on a map, because you don't want other people researching the same place that you searched for someone and wasting their resources and their energy researching that area. So we're trying to do it in a controlled manner where people basically sign out the episode as to, hey, I'm doing this episode. And then if there's any place that intent is there, we put it in a timestamp and then notes. So I have a lot of notes to make. Thanks to you guys for helping out. And none of your business. Thank you. No worries. Look, that's what platforms are for, if we can help with our platforms, that's what we want, right? Why would we not? So thank you for being here. Let me see. Hold on. Someone became a member and I wanted to thank them. They're probably not even here anymore, but let's see. Why is it not there? One starred and it's not there. Weird. I don't know. Somebody became a member. I want to say it was Janelle that became a member. Auto star. Yeah. Okay. That's so weird. I don't know why it's doing that. It should show me, but it's not. Blessed Texas, you are also the best. Thank you for being here. Let's see here. Well, I think it was Janelle that became a member. So thank you so much for becoming a member. And now that you're a member, you have access to the member photos that I post for you guys. I know I posted some for you guys, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday when I was at the beach. Just a way of like letting you guys into my life a little bit more, all that kind of stuff. So thank you, Janelle, for becoming a member. And I don't know why it's not letting me pull it up on screen or show it, because it's not there anymore. But it says one is starred, but it's not there. I don't know. All right, let's see here. No, Leah, listen, being here helps. This would be really boring. Really boring if I did it by myself. So again, you being here helps, and yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, you guys. This was fun. We never knew what we were getting with this episode, and then we got a lot of little nuggets. And I know for me, somebody who I didn't know who he was back then, this is cool to go back and kind of see where he starts learning about the case and learning about the weird things that don't add up, and starts investigating it more. So it's a neat thing to see. And thanks for being here with me. And we will probably do it again. I don't know what day or when, but we will. If you're not subbed and you're not hitting the notification bells, go ahead and do that, because we don't sometimes give a lot of notes for when we go live because my schedule is so unpredictable. So anyways, yeah, my babies. Yeah, for members, you guys get to use the fun little emojis, and I have emojis of my cats there for you guys, so that's fun. Forgot those were there. Thank you, Nefarious. All right, you guys are amazing. I am going to get some sleep, and thanks for being here. You guys are amazing. Help out if you can, if you want to. And I will see you guys soon. And I'll be posting, I guess, next time I go live and being posted. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, everyone. Sleep well.